And oh my god, we're here.
We are in fact here, and the scene
That
didn't load right away, but we're figuring it out, and for some reason there's a
timing
black
is
bar.
wow.
I don't know why. I literally tried to fix it. It worked really well, and then I went live, and it was just like, but what if we just took a hot second? And I
You
was
know,
like, what if
that
you
tracks.
didn't? Anyway, welcome to the Awooters Does D&D, where nothing ever goes wrong because we're all perfect. I am your host slash DM slash person who's constantly losing his mind, Atlas Riven. Guess I'm also trying to remember which key allows me to crop this frame so that I can get this black
Alt.
bar off. See, I thought I held Alt and Alt is not letting me do it. Alt's not letting me do it. Yagoki, it's broken. It's broken. Oh my
It's
god.
alt in Stream Elements. And don't BS.
The thing is, it's supposed to be Alt in here, but it's not working.
Do you want me to check it real quick?
No.
Okay.
We're doing it. It's fine.
Doing it live.
Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Last time we left off, everybody had a moment where they talked to, I don't know, just a casual Demeter. Nothing weird about it. Totally casual. A thing that everybody does.
Yes.
Right? You're all very used to talking to Greek gods and stuff, correct?
Yes.
I mean, it's not the first time.
Okay, everything sounds good.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I'm glad everything sounds good. I should probably also start the ambiance. Hi.
That
Yeah.
was only slight murder listening to the double over of all things, but the volume was identical between the two, so we literally sound good.
Yes.
What
he said.
So we're going to start. Well, before I get into all of that, let's introduce our lovely team here. Hamhawk, where can people find you on the internet?
You can find me on the Discord for the Awooters team, as well as in my Twitch channel, little_foxy, where we're going to be playing a lot of DBD coming up here, and potentially some backrooms as well.
Cool. And below him, we have our wonderful Vladinsky. Vladinsky, where can people find you on the internet?
People can find me lurking in the Awooter streams, stream chats and Discord. Most of the time, I'm usually hanging out in the chat. Sometimes I'm on stream with everybody. I'm hoping to be back on stream again here soon with Foxy doing some backroom stuff.
Okay, cool. I found out I was dumb. Anyway,
Lies and slander.
I was holding Alt on the other keyboard. Anyway,
Oh, and the wrong keyboard. Got it. Yeah, that'll do it.
I was holding Alt on my main keyboard and not the keyboard attached to the computer for streaming. Anyway,
That'll definitely do it. Yep.
Suo, where can people find you on the internet? Also, I'm hearing myself.
Yeah, I heard you twice too.
It's because
Yeah,
the Awooters thing.
Yep.
I got it. I fixed it. Shh, nothing happened.
Yeah, so you guys can find me at twitch.tv/emredfeather, where I play all kinds of fun things. Why am I so tiny?
Because you were so huge compared to everyone else.
Make everyone else bigger.
No.
Oh my god, Em, stop being a size queen.
Make us all big so that way people can see us. We got plenty of room.
See my foot up. You just continue your conversation.
Also, Yugoki has a tiny black bar. Anyway, yeah, you can find me twitch.tv/emredfeather, where I play I've been playing some I guess mostly Dead by Daylight and Baldur's Gate 3, but Atlas and I will be playing other spooky games as well. Because, we like to play spooky games and be scared. Yeah, that you can also find me on the Discord as well. You know,
I'm doing it
posting
again.
random things.
Damn it. God damn it.
You can do it. I believe in you.
I just can't. The problem is I keep mentally just using my main keyboard. Anyway, Maze, continue this train wreck while I continue to continue my train wreck.
So I am Yagoki, the Yagoki Wolf, DJ, soon to be. This week is coming Monday at the Last Carrot for Heroes Feast, D&D themed. I'll be electro barding all over the place, and I over on my Twitch channel I also play the Baldur's Gate 3 as of lately. Have been dipping my toes back into Final Fantasy 14 for a little bit of raid night with the FC on Wednesdays. There will not be any D&D on my channel come tomorrow. One of our players is having a bit of a time and will not be available, so it'll be probably taking time off because I have a busy moving weekend on my hands here and can use all the time that I have available to move shit. Pray for my back.
Thoughts and prayers. It works every time.
I'll cast a spell for your back strength.
Thank God. Speaking of people who will need to pray for Yagoki's back strength, Buns.
in the best of ways. I have
Do you
a
like
spell
that
for
casual?
too.
Did you like that really good transition that I definitely am good at? Where can people find you on the internet?
That was an amazing segue. Yes.
Absolutely nowhere. No, I'm just kidding. Pretty soon I'm gonna be back to streaming. Because I am the reason that his back is gonna be hurting. Because my back is gonna be hurting.
I have no
then.
comment. I have absolutely no comment.
I have
Yes,
lots
that-
of comments, but we're not going
do
to
it.
say them.
I have a spell for that too.
Stupid.
Do it, cowards.
You don't think I will?
I'm
I'll do it.
surprised.
Cowards, say it.
I was just gonna say, considering I'm sure that all the activities you guys like to do, that his back hasn't started hurting sooner.
Working
And
on
what
it.
they're referring to is playing D&D.
Sure.
The
sure.
back
And moving furniture.
Or wrestling.
Wrestling. Yeah. We love that wrestling, you know.
The unarmed fighting style, if you will.
Yep.
Yes. Right. Of course. Yes. Okay. And hi, I'm your DM. I'm falling apart. Anyway, so anyway, last time we left off, our amazing crew, who has never done anything wrong ever in their entire life, definitely
Never.
powerhouse saved a town, which happened to be a town where Demeter had been trapped. So they saved her from the village. The mayor did happen to get away, which was a little unfortunate for them, but he did escape. And they actually saved
cheated.
quite an important tree to the entire continent. So that's a pretty big deal, I'd say.
Didn't
I'd
harm
say-
it in
I'd
any
say-
way.
I'll even get the
No,
confusion
Mace definitely didn't just rip some bark off that tree.
Yeah.
It's just a casual tree, though. You know, not a crazy tree or anything like that. Just a regular tree. And I believe you said your farewells. Our wonderful, amazing Buns got a flower from Demeter herself, and you guys made your way out of the town of Trey and are now currently, I assume you're going to be making your way to
The hostage situation.
Demore. Yes, Demore.
Oh, and then both the Buns and Suo have a magic tea bark leaf thing, plant stuff.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
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 Okay. So, I believe Let me just check really quick. I believe so. From Rock to Trey, it was about a day and a half ish travel. Damore, even though it's very large on the map, is taking up quite a chunk there. It's about the same distance, and there's like a pretty good, a trade road. So you could probably make that trip also in about a day and a half. It is technically further than Rock and Trey, but because there is a trade road that's well kept, it's a little bit easier to travel. So, I believe we're gonna make our way into that direction.
Make it up.
But I assume you're not going to just travel for a day and a half straight. So
Right. Yeah.
We've been waylaid by enemies.
so about halfway there, you guys are going to take a long rest as it gets dark and a little bit harder to travel.
Yeah.
There's that waterway, actually. I think
Uh-huh.
between us. Oh no, we're at Trey, right?
You
Never
are
mind.
so well. You're going from Trey to Damore.
Yeah, I thought that we were going for the one down here, so I thought we would pass the
Nah.
these
We're
water
making our way
things.
downtown, walking fast, faces past homebound.
But we stopped for a break.
Yes.
So let's see. Who's are we doing shifts, or how are you guys wanting to do your long rest?
Well, we've taken some time, and our friend is in dire straits. So I think taking this as quickly as we can, having just one shift for the evening, might be in our favor.
You don't sleep, so
That's what I mean.
Gotcha. So everybody else is going to sleep while Mace takes the first watch.
And only
The
watch.
only watch.
first and only watch. And I'm just over here like
Okay, cool. So as everybody else is drifting off to sleep, and Mace is taking his watch.
Oh wait. In addition,
settling into standby mode.
where is it?
It's a good question. Where is it?
Yeah. Ah.
Alarm.
Alarm. I have spells.
Okay.
So you set that before you go to bed?
Yep.
All
It's
right.
not that I don't trust you, it's just that I trust myself more.
All right. All right. Mace. Mace, you're sitting up. Do you keep the campfire going? You trying to? It's a little chilly at night.
For everyone else.
I will, as if I notice the fire dying a little bit, I will toss another log onto it. Yeah.
Okay.
Suo appreciates it.
So Mace, it's dark here. There's some trees because you've gone off the path and made your camp. I assume you're not just sleeping in the middle of the road.
Yeah.
Everybody's nice and sleepy and warm and comfortable. And you're sitting there and you feel this weird feeling start to come over you. This weird feeling of this isn't the same place you were sat a second ago, but everything looks the same and everything is the same. Except give me a quick perception.
$30-20.
Ooh, very nice. Everything around you is slowly becoming black and white. Like it's bleeding in towards your camp.
Darkness is closing in?
No, it's not darkness. Because it's already dark. This is already dark, and it's not affecting the glow of your campfire. Just the world around you is slowly becoming black and white.
The color is receding.
Yeah.
Okay.
Inward.
Yeah.
I need everyone who is sleeping, because you're sleeping, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw at disadvantage.
Is this a will?
No, it's a wisdom. It's a not a will saving throw. It's a wisdom.
Oh.
Is it like
Oh,
versus a charmed
no.
effect or anything that like someone who's immune to those effects would care about?
Is anybody immune to? Well, I believe so. It might be. Is anybody immune to charm? Being charmed?
I think I have advantage because I am fed.
So
It would be listed under so features, passive abilities, and then your race will be listed under there. I was just checking mine, and I don't.
So if you have advantage, then the disadvantage would balance it out. So if you do have advantage on that, then I'll allow you to re-roll, but it'll be just a regular roll.
Nope. Not seeing.
Does the
Okay.
Drake have to roll?
Yes, the Drake would also have to roll.
Nope. Okay.
All right. We'll continue while you roll for the Drake. Because everybody's still sleeping. So we'll just see what that is maybe. Mace, that black and white, the color that's fading around you is getting closer. And with it, you start to hear little whispers that get a little bit louder as it kind of bleeds closer to you.
Also 8.
Gotcha.
Okay. Do I see anything outside of the color receding even?
So nothing is changing. It's just the color. And there's not, like, you hear whispers, but you see nothing. There's no movement. There's no, like, nothing's moving. And the scenery itself isn't changing other than it's just losing that color. And it's like I said, it's kind of it's moving at a pretty decent pace towards you.
The trap hasn't gone off yet.
No,
The alarm, I mean.
no, the
Yeah.
alarm has not gone off.
Is anybody out there?
So as you shout that, the kind of black and white fades even further, and it starts to, like, you see it encroach, and it starts to kind of go over some of your party members, and you can kind of see as they also start to turn black and white. With the exception of Suo, who seems to be unfazed by the color change.
Am I the
Her
only one
chroma
who
key
passed?
was set correctly.
Am I the only one who passed?
I mean,
You are
everyone
the
else rolled
only
sub
one-
10.
Oh my
You are in fact the only one who passed. Yes.
I mean, a wisdom save with disadvantage.
But you are still sleeping.
I
So,
am going to go and try and wake Buns.
all right. So so you're gonna shake Buns? How are you going to you're gonna wake Buns?
I am going to give Buns a hearty shake.
Okay. So here's Buns, you're having a very nice dream. And everything in your dream seems pleasant and lovely. And like all of a sudden you just like get a little shake as if not as if somebody's trying to wake you up, but like you're now like the ground in your dream is letting you jump higher. And you're so comfortable.
Whee!
Buns doesn't wake up, but she's having, you can tell by the expression on her face that she's having a really good dream. She doesn't seem to be hurt or anything happening to her like negatively. She's just in a very, very deep sleep.
Can I roll to? Let's see. I don't have Arcana or anything.
Uh, if you were to roll something, it would have to be Arcana or religion.
Yeah, I don't have. I don't have. What's the word? Proficiency in either of those. Oh, and I can go to shot, but let's see. Let's go with Arcana. They're both the same anyway. $14.
With a 14, you don't. This is strange. You can recognize that, at least from the best of your knowledge, the people and the things around you that have been that have lost their color are in a somehow like a deeper slumber than before. Doesn't seem to be affecting them negatively. There's nothing bad happening to them, but it would be incredibly difficult to wake them up in their current state.
The ground underneath me, leaves crunching like they had before. I actually meant to ask this before as we were leaving the town. Had the
Uh,
leaves returned to like a normal living sound versus
they
the random crunching that they were before?
they definitely started to get healthier, but the healing for that town is going to take some time. But
Okay.
once you got a little bit away from the town, everything seemed just as healthy as it was before. So
Okay.
this area, there was nothing dead here.
Okay.
And the giggling seems to get a little bit louder. And it's like it's almost just like two, if you had to like just listening to it, without giving any roll or like investigation or perception or anything, it sounds a lot like the laughter of like two little girls, like just two little girls.
I call out again.
Okay, so I will. So with you calling out, Suo, I will allow you if to make. We'll go ahead and say. Let's just make it a not a perception. What would be a good good roll for seeing if you wake up from the yelling? We'll say perception. We'll just do perception, just cause it's what I can think of right now. Okay, 14. All right. And are you like audibly yelling or?
I am yelling into the darkness. What are you doing to my friends?
Okay, so with a 14 and yelling, so you'll definitely start to like stir awake a little bit. You're definitely, you were in a very heavy sleep, so you know you got to get that grogginess out.
What are you yelling for?
Mace, you hear a little girl's voice kind of on the wind blow past you, and it just says, "He has the symbol."
We apologies on waking you, Huo. Situation is not as it should be.
Suo, as you kind of wipe that like sleep out of your eyes, you keep wiping and you keep wiping and you're just like, wow, this is really weird. Like I can't, like I'm rubbing my eyes, but like I'm not rubbing away that like weird fuzziness. Everything's still black and white. That's so crazy until you eventually realize that it's not your eyes, it's the world around you that's black and white.
I want to
Am
let
I-
you know I'm actually rubbing my eyes right now.
A-
Like I'm
am I-
actually like full like sleepy rubbing my eyes like
am I color to her, or am I black and white as well?
You are color to her, yes.
So yeah, she just like sits up and is like rubbing her eyes like what are you yelling for? Why can't I see to wake up? And she like looks to her one side and it's all black and white, rubbing her eyes, looks to the other side where Mace is sitting and sees that he's in color, and she's like, hold on. Why is everything in black? Why is everybody in black and white? What's going on right now?
That's what I'm trying to ascertain. Is the fire still like red? Like shades of red?
No, the fire is black and white, but it's still flickering. So think very much like old movie fireplace flickering. Like
Right.
it's just a fireplace in black and white.
Who has what symbol? I call
another
out once again.
gust. Yeah, another gust of wind kind of goes past your ear, and it's almost it's a slightly different little girl's voice, and she says, "We could take it, take it." And then
Do
you
I hear
hear
any of this?
you hear wind,
Okay.
but like, and you can kind of see that like Mace is listening to something, but you don't hear anything. Also, if you'd like to give me a perception check as you look around, and then so that whooshes by
me?
you, and then yes, Suo, and then
Nope.
and then another gust of wind kind of whooshes, and it's the original little girl's voice, and it's like, he'd get mad. We don't want to make him mad.
Who? Make who mad?
Mace, give me another perception check.
12.
You can't tell from which direction, but you get the feeling that you're being watched. Like before, you heard the giggling, but it never felt like anything was watching you. But now it feels like you're being watched, and you can't quite figure out from which direction.
I will pull my mace off my back.
Okay.
Who are you trying to steal from? And his eyes are darting back and forth. Head on a swivel at this point.
Swivel, swivel, swivel.
Schwabble,
Who are you
schwabble, schwabble.
talking
that.
to?
Got that chicken vision.
Yeah, in response to Suo, there was two little girls that are taunting in my ears. I don't know where they are.
So I have a question out of
Yeah.
character.
Okay.
Has Suo ever heard the giggling that Buns hears from her tuning fork?
You have specifically when you in that moment when you retrieved the necklace.
Okay, but I mean, like, has she ever heard that giggling in relation to Buns? Like, had that connective
So I don't know if you've ever connected it because I don't. That's more of a question of have you and Buns ever had that conversation before?
Okay, so I'm going to
Um,
assume them probably not. Now the giggling that I did hear when I retrieved the necklace, did it sound like two little girls?
No, it was more of like a mischievous, like prankstery, like giggling, like
Okay.
not so much little girl, but very much that like fey pixie prankster laugh.
Right.
But if you would like to, with the information he has given you, you can make an Arcana check or a religion check to see if you can maybe glean some kind of even history. Maybe I might allow a history.
Literally, no, all of them are the same. All of them are plus.
Okay, so any of those you want to roll.
Which one would give you the information that you'd want out of them? Because each one of them will give you slightly different information.
Yeah. Are you looking for the magic here? Are you looking for the, like, is there a religious connection, or are you looking for somewhere in history as something similar happened? So it's just up to you which one you roll on how you want to glean information.
It was just seeing if, like, out of character, I was wondering if, like, I was thinking in a direction that I don't think that this is going.
Mm-hmm.
Based off of the information that you just gave me. In which case I'm going to re-ask. Mace, what did you say just now when you were talking about when you responded to me?
There are two little girls.
Okay.
I can't pin down where they're speaking from. Their voices are on the wind.
Okay, then I guess I would probably brain. Hold on.
You can, because like just to be clear, you'll get useful information if you roll well on any of them. It's just kind of
Right.
how you want.
Specifically, I think Sua would probably be wondering, does this sound like fey creatures?
Okay. It's so. Would you roll Arcana or Religion?
I don't know. I was kind of deferring to you.
Well, let's do Arcana because
Okay.
we'll say that you could discern it better with like fey magics and stuff. So
Okay.
let's do Arcana.
Rolling great.
See,
That's a
you rolled enough to be awake.
Right. Look, I'm
you're
actually
not-
still really sleepy because even though I passed the check, the magic is still kind of affecting my brain.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. So you're not really sure what this. You've never heard of this before. You're pretty sure it's not Fae, but like you really don't know for sure.
Okay.
Mace, another breeze kind of blows by and it goes steal, and then another one the opposite direction. Don't steal.
Oh no.
What
You're developing
object-
humanity. There's no
what-
going back.
What object are you wanting?
At the same time, the two different voices in each of your ears, you hear the symbol.
The symbol of what?
Can't say. Get in trouble.
What have
The
you done to
symbol?
my friends?
We've done nothing. Father is walking.
They're trying to steal a symbol?
Can I get another perception check trying to pinpoint?
Yeah, go for it. If you point any of it out to Suo, she can also either assist you, or also roll. So you can either get advantage or you can both roll.
Yeah,
Well,
I have +3 on perception. What about you?
I have a +5.
Okay, so I will kind of give, like, they've been talking both of my ears, no matter, it seems seemingly no matter which direction I look, but it's always one voice this side, the other voice the other side.
So, Suo, if you'd like, you can make a perception with advantage.
Okay. Wow. Wow.
Ouch.
Wow.
What was the highest one there?
4.
Wow.
4
I
plus
rolled
1.
a 1 and a 4.
These dice are being really spiteful.
Anyways,
They let you be awake.
Suo's just really distracted because she's just like, are we talking about like a symbol, like the symbol on top of your head, or are we talking about a symbol like the instruments?
That is half asleep brain.
That moment his hand goes to his head. It's like she may have just incoherently babbled that, but it's like he's actually like feeling the top of his head.
Just to make sure it's still there.
Has it been stolen?
Feels the same.
She's like, is that like? I mean, I
Does
guess
the forehead symbol make music?
So I have a question for Hamhawk, and I have a question for Vladinsky. Hamhawk, where is your cookbook?
In my pack on Nugget, because he carries all my stuff. I don't got strong arms like that.
Okay.
I
I was
got
just seeing
strong arms.
if you keep your special cookbook with you. Vlad, you keep your special you keep your necklace with you, yes?
Yes, it's on me at all times. Around my neck.
Vlad, you're having a very nice dream. And the stream is just going so well, and it's like you just feel like you're really getting those rays directly into your eye sockets, staring directly at the sun, and it doesn't even hurt this time. That's so crazy. When all of a sudden you hear like a whisper, and it's just like it slowly starts fading in a little bit louder and louder. If you want to give me a perception.
A little bit louder now.
Wow.
No,
Yeah, you
just
can't.
dead
You
asleep.
can't. Yeah, currently you can't quite make it out, but it is getting louder.
Have you used your inspiration from the meal I cooked?
Oh, I haven't.
I was about to say you do have that. If anybody wanted to use it, that's totally up to you.
May I perchance re-roll my perception with advantage?
Yeah, go for it. I'll say go
I
for
will
it.
use my inspiration for that.
I've
Here,
used
let me
mine.
toggle it. Advantage. There
Okay.
we go.
Hey, there we go.
Alright.
18.
We will come back to you, Vlad. Suo, with an 18 in the description, and you finally kind of like you just shake your head a little bit, and you start to just like really start to, I'd say grasp, but let's be realistic. Neither of you can quite grasp the situation, but you're more coherent. As you kind of like start to look around to see what you can see, your eyes first see in a treetop to the right of essentially Mace's right. There is a little girl with like a bowl cut, and she's wearing all white with gold laced like shapes and designs and wisps all through it, with these long sleeves that kind of hang low, and kind of like, I don't know if you've ever if you can think of it, but like pumpkin shorts. So they're like the poofy shorts, and she's like
So it's Paimon.
not really, because the bowl cut, but
Paimon with a bowl cut.
But she has this dark brown hair and piercing gold eyes, and she's looking directly at you. And this is like, she's small. Like this, if you saw her running around, you'd think this is a child no more than 5 years old. And you see her, and then her eyes look at you and then look across. And as you turn to the opposite direction, another little girl stands across in a treetop. Her outfit is all crimson red with the same design on it, but in black, like black woven wisps and things. Same outfit, but her hair is white and her eyes are piercing red. And she stares at you too.
Do they look human, elvish, gnomish?
As far as you can tell, like I said, if you saw them in a person, you'd think, oh, that's probably a child, like no older than 5. They look human.
Okay.
Okay.
What would Suo say?
Oh, sorry. Also, with an 18. Sorry, I forgot you got an 18. There's a third person watching you, and you don't know from where.
Oh, okay. So I see the 2 girls, but I can also sense that there is a mysterious third person.
There is a mysterious third person that is looking at you guys, but they're not close enough for you to see them, or they're just that, like, they're further away. You get the idea that they're not close by, but they're close enough to notice you, and you get that feeling that you're being watched by another person.
Okay, I think.
Essentially, you get the feeling
so-
that you're being watched, but you just can't tell from where.
So this is I can see the girls behind you, Goki, right?
So one is in the treetops. We're both at the very top of a tree, kind of sitting on branches. One is to the left, and one is to the right of Mace. So they're like on opposite sides. They're flanking him, but like at a distance. They're in these treetops, and they're a decent ways away from you guys. They're like, I'd say they're sitting on the outside of in a treetop right outside of where like the fire can reach. Like the flicker of the flame is barely reaching them.
It's like staring at pictures of Mothman taken by credible sources.
So Suo is just gonna be like, well, I found those whispering in your ear. And she's just gonna point them out like doop and doop.
He turns around, puts the mace away, and grabs a javelin.
What are you doing?
Excuse me, a hand axe.
What are you doing? Put that away.
What I must.
What are
Which
you
one are-
doing to our friends?
Which one are you currently looking at?
Staring
not
directly at the black with gold.
So
The white with gold, even.
Okay, so white hair, gold eyes. Got
Yeah.
it. Okay. Her gold eyes she looks directly at you, and for a moment you feel a weird shiver as like a familiar sensation kind of hits you. It feels very similar to the warmth you felt when somebody pointed out the symbol inside your body.
There's
Uh,
also,
and-
I think, somebody else watching us, so they might not be responsible.
Does she actually say anything in response, or
Sorry, I was. Can you phrase the question again?
what are you doing to our friends?
She looks at you, and her mouth doesn't move, but another little like wind kind of flows past you, and this time, Sue, you can also hear as it says, Not me. Sir is taking a walk. They'll wake up soon.
Sir is taking a walk. Does he
Eyes.
walk in dreams?
You kind of hear you hear the other little girl's voice. And suddenly you can kind of, in your mind, you can tell which is talking to you. As the one with the red eyes, you hear her voice kind of flow by. No, he doesn't walk through dreams. He's just taking a walk.
How far are they away? You said they were just outside the firelight?
Yeah.
So,
They're up in a treetop. They're probably about, I'd say, at most 30 feet away in a treetop, just because of the angle they're at.
Okay, javelin would work better. I'm gonna launch one of these javelins at the crimson one.
All right, go for it. Make
Nope.
make a roll. Roll for it.
Sumo's like, what are you doing?
I was gonna say it out loud. Don't worry, the dice have not proven nice to us. I didn't want to speak it into existence till I saw the 2.
So with a 7, you kind of hurl that javelin.
I like to imagine Suo being like, what are you doing? Causes him to like jerk it to the ground or something.
as you throw it, it misses, but you notice it nicks something. You missed her, but there's something that it nicked as it flew past her, but you didn't quite see what it was. And she just continues to stare down at you, unbothered by you throwing a javelin at her.
So it nicked off of something close to her, or like halfway in between?
It nicked off of something around her.
Okay. Where is this stir you speak of?
The gold eyes voice kind of flutters on the wind again. He's walking the road. The red-eyed one. We just stopped to play.
How do you play?
They both smile. A very mischievous, creepy smile. This is not a prankster smile. This is a devious smile.
Nope.
Like creepy doll smile.
As the wind kind of flows between you both, and in unison they say, "Would you like to be judged?"
I am gonna take my mace and smack that tree.
So you would have
To try and knock the one down, kind of thing.
Okay. So you can do that. You make a strength roll. Does anybody say anything before you move?
Like me?
I'm just wondering because Mace he's got to run the like 15-ish feet to go smack a tree. I'm wondering if anybody says anything before he smacks the tree. I'm just checking to see if anybody responds.
I mean, the
say,
only thing I'd probably respond with is stop trying to attack them.
Our
Stop
friends
trying
are
to, like-
locked. Our friends are locked in sleep. I tried to wake Buns. She would not wake.
Otherwise, is there anything that seems to be wrong with them?
That's enough. You said ability check?
Yeah, so it's gonna be a strength check because obviously you can hit the tree. It's a tree. It's just gonna be a matter of can you hit the tree hard enough to essentially knock the tree.
usually an object will have a AC. Like you can hit it, and that AC marks you hit it hard enough to actually deal damage.
No, this isn't a does he hit it hard enough to deal damage. This is a does he hit it hard enough that it shakes it enough that this little girl is going to have to try and like, is she going to fall out of the tree? This isn't a does he damage the tree or does he hit the tree? This is a it is the impact of this going to shake the tree enough. So I'm just doing a basic strength check because it's just easier that way.
17, by the way.
Okay. So with a 17, you see as the tree shakes violently and the little girl kind of starts to shake with it. And then we will make a quick little roll here.
Do you have
You
proficiency with athletics out of curiosity?
Athletics, I do, yes. Expertise, even.
So the tree shakes violently and you see as the girl kind of she starts laughing. And you see as she starts to fall, and right before she gets into reach of like where you would be able to swing to hit her, she vanishes. And then you hear her giggling coming from a different direction. Vladinsky, give me another perception in your dream, please.
Mercy.
Ooh, that's better. It's
Getting
getting
there.
it's getting louder, and you
It was
can
almost
definitely
so good.
you can definitely tell that something is trying to tell you something. You just need to focus just a little bit more to kind of grasp at what they're saying.
It's a little bit louder now.
So, like I said, so the girl disappears and the laughter comes back, but from a different direction. As the wind kind of blows and you hear in unison, "You don't want to get judged? I thought you wanted to play."
I haven't
I've-
decided yet.
I've dealt with enough fae.
There's like the laughing stops and they go, "Faye, we are not."
His tail gives a swish. That changes things.
Pulls out the big javelin.
What are the terms of being judged?
"No terms," says like the golden voice. And the red voice says, "Just judgment, passed unbiasedly." And in unison, "The world judges you. We speak for it."
What happens once I'm judged?
"You know the answer?" And then the red voice comes in, "And you'll know where you end up."
You'll know where you end up.
He slings the mace
Ooh.
back over his shoulder. Walks back to the fire. I have a feeling I'm not going to like this.
As you walk over to the fire, you notice the golden-eyed child is kind of over by where Hamhawk's Drake is, and she's standing there, and she looks down, and then she looks back up at you, and she just gives you a smile.
You're here for me. Leave him alone.
She tilts her head and she goes, "Selfish man. We're here for fun."
You made it clear. As mud, but clear. That you were here for my symbol.
And you hear the red voice kind of go, "Steal?" As the golden one shakes its head no and goes, "No steal. Get in trouble."
Mace hasn't sat
Uh,
down. He's just standing there menacingly,
Vlad, give
staring
me
at the
another
gold one.
perception, please. While Suo and Mace figure out what they're doing.
Suo's going to agree to be judged.
It's even louder, but still can't. You can tell that it's that voice of that woman that whispered to you back in Trey, but you can't make out what she's saying to you. So Suo, you're agreeing to be judged.
Yeah, she's gonna specifically. She'll just like. Not sure I'm gonna like the answer. But I'll go through judgment.
As soon as you say, "I'll go through judgment," in an instant, they're both hovering in front of you. Not even like floating.
like,
It looks
kinda
like they're
like-
just standing in the air in front of you.
Dude, the mental image that I have of these two little girls is like. I swear to God, I've seen an anime with two girls with like bowl cuts and like dresses with long sleeves or whatever, where they're floating around like this.
If they're giving you the jeebies, then I've done a good job.
They are giving me the jeebies.
All right, good, because they're supposed to. They're directly in front of you, eye level with you, but you can like if you looked down, they're just standing on the air in front of you, and they're
Mhm.
standing there, and one reaches out, the red-eyed girl reaches out her left hand, and the gold-eyed girl reaches out her right hand, and they look at you and they go, "Hand, please."
She's gonna just, I guess, hold out one hand, like each hand in front to them, palm up.
All right. The
Like both
golden
hands.
girl reaches out and she slides her hand into your hand and kind of starts to like grip it a little bit. And you feel warmth and kindness, and you start to think of all of the good things you've done and like the accomplishments that you're proud of and the goals you've set out to achieve. And as the red girl slides her hand into your opposite hand and grips, you feel cold, and you think about all the failures, the things you view as things that you've either missed opportunities, mistakes you've made, people you might have hurt, and all those thoughts start to flow through you. And it's weird because those thoughts then start to flow through you, through your arms, down your arms, into your palms of your hands, and you can feel them start to just read everything that you're feeling. And they still look you deep in the eyes as this happens. And then they suddenly pull away, and all of those feelings, like a rubber band, snap all the way back through you and back into your own brain.
So I think what Mace would probably see is like when that first starts to happen is like Suo kind of like hunches forward a little bit over her hands, and then as it bounces back, she almost like bounces back a little bit too.
And they both look at you and they both smile and they go, "Judgment." And then they kind of pull out individually, each of them pull out these one half of a scale. And then in the middle of them appears the stem of the scale with the two the T-shaped part. And they kind of, the gold-eyed one hangs her scale and it tilts immediately in her direction as the red-eyed one hangs the scale on the other side, and it starts to tilt back. And you can see as it bounces between the two little girls until it kind of starts to come to a rest, with one side leaning more towards the golden-eyed girl And she looks at you and she goes, "A great life you live. Judgment will be passed in your favor."
Well, it's good to know that I'm doing the right thing.
And the scale kind of just disintegrates in front of you into like gold ash and flutters away. And then they kind of just turn and look at Mace. Vlad, one more time.
Suo is just
I
kind of
believe in you.
She's just like,
No,
that
no, I
was
need
a
5
lot.
more minutes. I'm not ready to wake up.
Don't worry,
I
you can do
need
this
5
roll
more
in your
minutes.
sleep.
Oh, it was. Dang it!
Hateful dice.
They are.
It's my curse coming to life.
It's true. We knew this was gonna happen.
So, Vlad, you hear the woman's voice, the same soft woman's voice from Trey, as she kind of, you feel familiar arms wrap around you once again in your dream. And you hear as she says, "Wake up, he's close." And you start to feel yourself kind of stir from your sleep. And you, Suo and Mace, I mean, Sue is kind of in shock, so it's up to her whether or not she truly sees this happen. But Vladinsky slowly starts to gain color.
She does not see this happen.
Ain't nobody seeing shit today.
Yeah,
It's because I'm not
Sue-
conscious. You guys just need me to be there. It's fine. You just need some food motivation. That's what gets me out of
Suo-
bed in the morning.
Suo's very much like, she just had like every action that she's ever done, like, been literally weighed and measured. And like
her whole life flashed before her eyes.
literally, and she's still processing not only what she saw, like the memories that she has now re-seen, like I'm sure there's things that were, you know, in the depths of her mind that she's not even thought of, on top of the fact that she's like, I have just come in contact with so many like godlike beings in the last couple of days, and I'm
Not even the whole day, almost. Shoot.
like, these two have got to be something. Like, they got to work for somebody or something. Cause
You can actually, I will actually say, Suo, as a druid, I will
Mhm.
say that you can make a religion check with advantage because of this. Because you're a druid.
18.
Thank goodness.
There was
That
a one
one
there.
looming
There's
in the
also an 18.
corner.
Suo, these are not gods. And these are not godlike beings. I would almost argue that to Suo, these might be even worse. These are spirit. These are spirits that go through the land, through the forest, to animals, people, plants, any living thing. You know exactly who they are after what they've done to you. They, together, are judgment. And they go through the world and with unwavering eyes judge everything in it. So, as a druid, you would realize that these are the people that come to judge the plants, life, animals, and things around you when they pass away. But you would also realize with a 19 that with judgment follows death.
And then the music stopped. The heck?
Yeah, okay. So if Mace is like watching Suo, right? where she's just like having existential crisis about what she's like processing what happened. He'll like almost see like her eyes seem to almost refocus a little bit, and she just like slowly looks at him, and the color of her face just like the color drains in like not literally.
Yeah,
She goes to a pale purple.
Right, like
Yeah.
she goes from like
Flushed is the word.
right.
Her
Yeah,
skin
She's-
becomes flush.
No, the opposite.
opposite of it.
Opposite of blushed. Like pale.
Oh, I always so flushed, and I've always used flushed and blushed in this as synonyms, not as
They're
yeah.
very similar. Yeah, I also agree that they're very similar.
But yeah, she basically like I would say she gets a little bluer since it's the lack of red in her face.
Right. Yeah.
So like
Mhm.
how would she ask this? She would like kind of look at Mace and then look back at them and be like, Is Sir Death?
They both look back at you, and they say, "Shh! Speak not Sir's name. He's on a walk."
Towards us?
Not yet. Like we said, we stopped to play.
She is going to start aggressively waking people up.
So it's a similar feeling as you aggressively. So who do you start with?
Whoever is closest to me.
Uh,
I will roll
yeah.
like if you want I can do like a just like a D4 or something.
Yeah, roll a d4.
Dice. It's a 1.
All right, congratulations, you won the lottery. You get to try and wake up Ham Hock.
I'm going to use thaumaturgy. To boom up my voice
A
up
whole three
to
times.
3 times as loud and yell directly into his ear
Let me double check my art.
while I'm shaking him.
Oh gosh.
Very violent way to wake up.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
Because at this point, Suo is convinced that whatever this is causing death. And that's why she doesn't think that they're causing it, but she thinks that they're here because of it. If that makes sense.
Gotcha. Ham Hock, give me. I will say you can give me another wisdom.
Hold on. Specifically, Suo is going to say something in his ear, that is Vladinsky's ruining breakfast.
Ham Hock, you can make a wisdom saving throw with advantage.
Yes.
Oh, there you go. 22.
Ham Hock, in your wonderful dream where all of the ingredients you could ever want are within arm's reach, and you have a perfect kitchen to cook anything you want in, and nobody will bother you, but they will taste your food and give you an honest review. You suddenly hear from a distance away in your dream Suo yelling about Mace ruining breakfast.
No, Vladinsky.
Vladinsky.
Oh, sorry. Vladinsky is ruining breakfast. And in your mind, in your dream, you are aware with utmost certainty that whatever Vladinsky is about to do to breakfast is a crime against cooking.
That was 10,000% the goal.
Okay.
Yeah, it does sound about right.
As she's doing that, thinking back on the previous days, we've already rescued 3 gods. Death is probably on the list that's been captured. Mace will look at the 2. Is he out? Is he out on his own accord?
They kind of do that thing where they snap into existence on either side of you, and they look at you and they tilt their head and they go, Death does all of his own accord.
We've
They look
run into
confused.
we have run into some godly beings that were trapped in mortal form.
They both smile at you, and they blink once again, directly in front of you, inches away from your face. Both of their heads kind of in view for you, and they smile and they give a little laugh, and with their mouths still unmoving, you simply hear the whisper on the wind. No one traps death. He's always free.
I believe it.
Suo would kind of look at Mace and be like, if death was trapped, we would have had people stop dying. And then she's
Do we
also
know
going
that? Do we know that for sure?
Am I conscious yet?
You can wake up whenever you want aggressively because you are very upset.
Okay, so with the precision that you wouldn't expect from my sleeping form, without even having to open my eyes, I have reached around Nugget, grabbed a shovel, and I am bringing it down upon Vladinsky's face.
Lidinsky, you had just started to wake up, because the woman had woken you up and you had just gained fully back the color of yourself. And as you kind of start to come to and you too kind of get that sleepy out of your eye, you are immediately smacked with a pan on your head. Do you want to roll for that?
A shovel.
You want to
Yeah, it was a
roll
shovel,
for
not a-
shovel damage?
Also, Suo's going to, because she's at this point, once she's yelled that and jostling Ham awake, she turns and looks. She's looking at Mace when she says this, about will death, damn.
Vlad does a 15 hit.
No.
Okay. So we'll say for story purposes, you hit, but it kind of does that thing where when the shovel makes contact with his helmet, it kind of shakes up the hilt of the shovel and shakes your arms really aggressively, and Vladinsky looks kind of unbothered.
You're gonna stay away from the kitchen or I'm gonna hit you again, I say with shaky hands.
What are you talking about? I wasn't in no kitchen. I was having nice
You're
nap
never
while
allowed
staring
to-
at the sun.
You're never allowed to touch any food.
Okay, if you say so, little one.
You still
Suo
don't
is
poop.
gonna explain I don't think they caused this, but we definitely have to get Buns awake.
I have a shovel.
Hey Maze, can you do me a solid? Give me a perception, please.
Vibe check of the area.
No, I want a perception, sir.
Okay.
Suo's going
18.
to move on to
Gotcha.
Buns.
As Buns kind of turns to walk away, Mace, you
Buns?
hear the fluttering of. Sorry, as Suo goes to wake up Buns, Mace, you start to hear the familiar fluttering of fabric in wind, but it's aggressively flapping in the wind.
Is it my cape?
No, it's not your cape.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't like that.
As you,
so-
as Mace, as you turn to look in the direction of the noise, you are met with a large mass of black fabric that kind of flutters in every direction, but does not seem to have any mass on it.
Do I notice this?
It's a good distance away. You'd have to roll a perception to see if you notice this on your way to see Buns. Yeah, you hear that familiar sound too, and
She's
you
just gonna be like,
turn
no,
and
no,
get
no,
it.
no, 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 no. And so aggressively starts shaking Buns. Also yells in her ear with thaumaturgy. Mace, I need something that's gonna shock Buns.
Your legs are broken.
Your spell book is missing.
Well, she knows.
Buns, your spell book is missing. And just like she is like aggressively like
We cut.
panicking.
We cut to Buns in an amazing dream. Buns, you're hopping through the forest and the ground is squishy, so your hops are extra high, and everyone's greeting you, and they're all talking about how just like they love talking to you and they can't wait to hear all of the stories you have to tell.
No. I'm hopping through the forest, scooping up all the field mice and bopping them on the head.
Yeah, and for some reason they're all okay with it, and they're also having a good time.
The spirits conjuring this dream don't even know what's going on.
And suddenly you hear Suo from the distance yell that your book has gone missing. And you
Not again.
violently wake up with the feeling that your book is gone.
Do I have to make a saving throw?
Yeah, I mean, go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw with advantage to see how aggressively you can awake. 17. You can awake as aggressively as you want with a 17.
Buns
You-
goes
you-
from lying prone to standing wide awake. Who stole my book?
Literally, Suo has never been so happy for this bunny to be moving.
Like, you blink and suddenly she is standing.
Right. So so Buns is gonna immediately stand up and do that, and she's just gonna get immediately glomped.
Where's my book?
Your book
Who
is
took it?
fine.
Who
It's
took it?
fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Where's my book?
It's fine.
Where's my book? Where's my-
So
And she's gonna
before I
turn. Hold on. Okay.
before we continue with anything, Hamhock, I
Mhm.
need you to give me a perception, please.
While that's happening, Suo's going to turn around with Buns in her arms
Every now and then.
and do like a okay, you're awake.
Normal.
You're awake. You're awake. You're awake.
No, I'm giving you advantage on this.
Is Nugget awake?
Not yet. With a 25, Hamhock, you are still there. You know, you're kind of like recovering from that shaky. You're still a little upset at the idea of cooking being ruined when a familiar scent hits your nose. It's a scent from that recipe in the back of your book, and it is specifically the scent of death.
Suo's gonna go over to Nugget and shake Nugget and say, Hamhock's not gonna share anymore.
Oh my god.
Nugget can also make a wisdom saving throw with advantage because this is food motivated.
Question: Are you still cradling? Is Suo still cradling Buns?
Yeah, she's basically like mom hipped Buns. You know how like moms will like do the hip thing on like with their child, holding with one
No.
arm. She's done that with Buns and is just waking up Nugget.
Uh,
She's just like, no.
With a 10.
You're trying to cradle Nugget. You're where he's
No.
larger than a Komodo dragon.
No. Suo's cradling Buns.
Yeah.
Oh,
Pseudo's like toddler holding Buns.
Suo, as you say that, you yell that at our Drake, our Nugget here, and you wait to see if it does it, if it wakes him up. You see as one little sliver of his eye kind of just opens just a little, looks at you, and then you're the perfect person for this description, actually. I don't have to go too detailed for this because I guarantee that you know what I'm about to describe. He gives you the most aggressive, hot-aired dog huff in your face.
it's a fire drake, so yes. There was some sparks to that, probably. Does he have color at least?
Yeah, his color starts to come back. Not as fast as everybody else's. He's definitely kind of in the process of waking up, and he does not appreciate it. Mace, whatever that ball of fabric is, you know instantly that it is peering directly at you, and you cannot break eye contact with it no matter how much you try.
He is going to reach back up, not pull forward, just hand on the bottom of his mace on his back.
Mace, I
What
need
do
you
you
to
want?
make. Let me look up this specific thing. Hold on. Let's see. I miss having an actual DM screen because I miss my cheat sheets.
So he's just looking up
You
at
want
this
me to
thing,
grab
going,
one?
"What do you want?"
Oh, that'd be nice.
Because you can just have one. I'll be right back.
I need you to actually. We'll make this a. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
$10.
Okay. Mace, as you reached back for your weapon, that normal warm sensation that you felt since realizing the mark that was inside of you starts to fade, and you feel your legs getting heavy, and you feel yourself start to get weak. And it's almost like that warmth is starting to dissipate just a little. And if you would like to make a strength check to see if you can hold yourself up, that will be a strength check with disadvantage.
I will do so.
So now that Suo is done taking inventory of all of her children and the dog, wow.
Okay.
Um,
Okay. Hold on real quick. With a 15, you're struggling to hold yourself up, but you are holding yourself up, but you feel very weak. This is good for now.
Holding his ground, holding the stair.
This is good for now. I'm gonna need you in the game. Okay, sorry, continue.
Can Buns notice what's happening to her robot?
Well, I'll say you can make a perception check. And I'm only requiring a perception check because of the cradling. Because you haven't been let go yet.
I
so
would
Suo
also
was
like to
gonna
nail
turn
down the
backwards.
scent that I'm following.
Easy enough for you. That scent leads directly to that ball of fabric. And then Buns with a 19, yeah, you very clearly notice Mace, and you notice very much that Mace does not look like he's doing very well.
Can you remind me what the ball of fabric is and where it came from?
It is literally a floating ball of fabric off in the distance towards the road that you guys were traveling on. And it's a floating ball of fabric with like tendrils of fabric floating and fluttering aggressively in multiple different directions.
Okay.
And
So-
it just permeates and aggressive, like it so strongly smells of death.
Now that Suo has taken inventory, she's going to turn back towards Death.
Wait, when did Death show up? Is that the ball?
Yeah, as
Yeah.
far as we can tell.
I'm gonna
Suo's
go take a
pretty
snippet of that
convinced.
thing.
Suo's doing what?
I was like, Suo is convinced that this is Death, based off of her assumptions with who are
And
the
interactions with
girls.
the kids.
Yeah. With the interactions with Judgment and like talking to them, she's like, no, this is Death. Now that everyone's awake, she feels more comfortable, but is still very wary of the situation. And I guess is going to move forward to talk to
Buns wiggles,
Free.
trying to get free.
If she wiggles to get down, Suo will like, yes, here.
Do
here
you
go.
release her like a dog or like a cat? There's a difference.
It
feel like
depends,
you're-
I guess, on how Buns tries to get free, because if Buns just leaps from my arms, I guess like a cat.
No, she's gonna. Let me go.
So then she's gonna put her down like a toddler.
Hey.
So like a dog.
And Buns will go running over to Mace. Mace, what's wrong?
I have approached the ball of yarn.
So it's pretty far away.
I'm running.
The closer you get,
Damn, stop it!
you're gonna need to make a Constitution saving throw. And Mace, no matter how much you can hear Buns, but you still can't break eye contact with that ball, and the warmth continues to feel like it's fading from you.
This whole situation is getting Mace on edge. His friends were just in perceivable danger. And even with them awake, this presence is not sitting well. He is going to go into a bit of a rage. His emblem begins to turn, and the claws come out.
All right. So,
Mace, what's wrong?
so even in a rage, though, you still can't break that eye contact with whatever this is. Suo, sorry, what were you trying to say, Suo?
I guess.
To be clear here, Suo is in quite the predicament because she has a ham hock running directly at them.
I know!
And Mace is having a moment.
My children! Settle down!
Who are you talking to? Death. No.
Right? Like,
Why?
fuck. I
while
guess
you
the
think
biggest
of-
question is, do I notice what's happening with Mace?
So yes, because when you turn around, Mace is in the same direction when you turned around. Because Buns also noticed this. So you're currently facing the direction. You can very clearly see Mace isn't doing well. Buns is over with him. He's gone into this rage, but he's still, even in his rage, he still doesn't look like he's doing the best. And you
like,
can
I
also
can tell
see.
he's staring.
You can tell. Well, so it's hard to. You can tell Mace is staring.
Mm-hmm.
You can't really tell that the ball is staring at anything, but you can also see Hamhawk successfully running at the thing, seemingly unfazed by this heavy aura permeating the air.
This is food motivated. It became personal.
So she's going to like turn towards like Mace and like kind of like hand in front of his face, like wave it, like Toph when she's just like, oh, you found the library. Smiles, waves hand in front of face because she's blind. That thing.
Right.
She's gonna do that to Mace while also turning into Hamhawk. Hamhawk, come back over here. You can't do. What are you trying to even do?
I just need a piece of it for a recipe. It's a very unique ingredient, and this is the only place I think I've found it.
That is death itself.
Yeah, I have
You
a
can't
recipe
just
here
take
for
a piece.
life and death.
No.
I can ask.
As long as you
well-
ask for permission first.
As this motherly moment is happening, Fladinsky, you're awake, and you hear that familiar feminine voice as she whispers, "He's here, and he knows you're here too."
What should they do about this? Should I run? Should I try to hide?
As you start to contemplate that, and Suo, you're kind of waving your hands in front. You're kind of paying attention to Mace. Mace and Hamhawk are essentially the only two really paying attention to the ball at this point. Suddenly, the fabric darts out in multiple directions and kind of starts to weave its way through the trees in your guys' direction.
I'm gonna cast
was-
Mage Armor on myself.
All right.
Mace is just going to yell out, "What do you want?"
Suo, did you have anything to say?
Not really paying much mind, not really able to pay much mind to Suo's hand waving.
Fair.
Well, the goal was kind out of character. The goal was to hopefully like break the eye contact so that way you could kind of snap out of it.
Yeah.
it work?
Well,
While
sorry,
also
you're
like in character being like, why are you doing
right.
this? You know?
So I guess let me get some clarification. So you weren't waving your hands in front of him. You were trying to use your hand to break eye contact?
Yeah, so like you know how
So not physical contact, but just waving back and forth like, hello, is anyone home?
yeah.
Okay. So you
Like
are
kind
trying
of
to
getting
break
in
the
his
gaze
face.
that way.
Yeah, it was kind of like to get in his face, like hello. I just punched my microphone. Like
Do it
you know,
again.
like shoving your head in between, like hello. And then as that's I just did it again. And then as it's happening,
I
turning
speak
like
only the truth.
she's like going, oh hello Mace, and then as she's doing that, then she turns and looks the other way, like kind of still bodied in the middle in between them, like Hamhawk,
Gotcha.
what are you doing?
I mean, she is shorter than Mace, so
Well, but yeah, and Mace hasn't fallen yet. So I would say that
that is
I
true.
will allow Mace. You can make a Constitution saving throw again, with I'll say with advantage because you have Buns helping you too. So we'll say that you can do that with advantage.
18.
Ooh.
All right, you start to feel a little bit of your strength come back, but it's kind of more you're kind of pulling that strength from your friend and Buns, but you're not really feeling that same strength from the symbol inside of you. That warm glow is still, you can still feel it slowly fading. So as you kind of like start to try and like you get that grasp back, you start to get strength back. You see as a tendril darts out from let's say your left. So it kind of darts out from your left, and it kind of reaches out and it wraps around your arm as another tendril like of that fabric reaches out and grabs one of the little girls, and another one grabs the other little girl and starts pulling them back like very fast. This is all happening very quickly. as
Can I
another
jump in front of that tendril that's going for Mace? Try to
I
stop it?
so I will say that you can make a if you want to make a dexterity check, but it will be it's gonna be pretty high. I'm just letting you know. So it'll be I'd say probably straight dex to see if you can really get yourself in there. Oh, okay. As you kind of start to grasp it, and as you reach out and you kind of put your body in between the two, right before you grasp that tendril, it weaves itself around your side and still grabs him.
No.
And it's not pulling him like it's pulling the girls. The girls are getting rapidly pulled away, and you can still like Suo facing the direction of towards the floating ball, and Suo facing that direction. You can see that those little girls still have that mischievous smile, like they're not afraid of whatever's happening to them. Another tendril kind of reaches out and grabs onto Vladinsky, just kind of wraps around his arm. And Hamhock, one kind of reaches towards you and grips at your leg. As this happens, you all kind of see as well, you can't really see Vladinsky do it, but you all see as Hamhock, Mace, and Vladinsky kind of like space out. They zone out as if somehow
So-
they're somewhere else.
Suo's at this point gonna just yell out, what basically like what business do you have here?
Is this
Uh,
magical sleep related?
This is not magical sleep related.
Okay.
Give me 1 second and I will let you know what is happening to you.
Nobody is
Um,
immune to the sweet sleep of death.
You shout out as the two little girls look at you, and a gust of wind kind of blows past you and Buns, and you hear them simultaneously say, "Shh, he's talking to them." We'll start with Mace. Mace, as you felt this fabric wrap around your arm, you kind of felt yourself go into your own mind. And it's just like this empty space where like your thoughts aren't there, and you hear a very deep voice grumble as it says, "You have the symbol. She touched you. Very lucky."
As steadfast as he can, in response, he's going to just simply say, "Do you know where she is?"
No, not often do we cross paths, but that symbol is vitally important. Don't lose it. If you lose it, not even I will meet you where you'll go.
Rip you.
What do you want with us?
I want nothing. I'm here to collect my children. I just simply noticed some oddities and wanted to check in. It is not of my realm to mess with the living. But you have quite the special lot.
We have been set on a path of, I suppose you could say, healing the realm. Gods are
Yes.
trapped.
Yes. Gods and blah blah blah. Death cares not about gods. I'll take them one day too. But you, the symbol inside of you, is more important than any god in this realm. Lose it not. Keep it safe. And you kind of lose that connection. And we scoot on over to Hamhawk. Hamhawk, you have a similar moment where you are pulled inside of yourself, and a voice whispers to you,
What's the inside of me smell like?
oddly like nothing. And this is a moment where you
Bland like
realize
tofu.
this is the moment where you realize that your thoughts kind of smell like whatever you imagine they smell like, but you can't
And
really
everything
imagine
bagel.
anything about it right now. As the voice kind of whispers to you, odd little thing you are, trying to take a piece of something you can't even hold in your own hand. Courageous. A gift.
Yeah, my bird mother did say that I was something of a gift.
Yes. I'll leave something in your bag.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Can I ask a question?
You may.
Where can I find the other half of this recipe book?
I don't know. We don't cross paths often.
Got it. Thanks.
Word before I go.
I'm listening.
The item I give you will craft a recipe. That recipe can only be crafted one time.
Got it. Once of a lifetime recipe.
Yes. Enjoy.
Thanks again, sir.
He gives a little a little raspy chuckle, and he's like, I appreciate that. As you also are let go. Vlad, you are pulled not into your own mind, but into a different place. You see a vision of a very dark place lit only by torches. And in the middle of this room, lit only by torches, is a throne made of it's made of just like a collection of trinkets and shiny things and helmets of fallen warriors and swords sticking out from angles. And on the throne sits a woman. And she looks at you and she smiles and she says, he wants to talk to you, but it's not your time yet.
Why is it not my time yet? Why won't you let me talk?
Because if I let him have you, then I won't get to play anymore.
What do you mean? Why are you playing?
Well, this is a
I
fun game.
I'm not the toy. I'm a person.
No, you're not the game. You're just a piece of the game. And if I can't direct you into the right direction, then I'll be stuck in this cold, stupid, empty room for a very long time. And I want my freedom.
Where's the route?
Say
Wait,
so.
what?
What'd you say, Vladinsky?
Where might this room be located?
Not even I know. The old fool locked me in here forever ago.
Very well then. I will have to find this room wherever it may be located.
See, you're a perfect little pawn, just like I thought you would be. So handsome. Enjoy looking at the sun. We'll talk again sometime.
Thank you, and praise the Almighty Sun.
As you also are released, as Suo and Buns, you see as they kind of come back to with a little jolt, as the fabric starts to flutter back in, and you see as the two little girls get pulled inside the fabric and kind of fade into just what looks like a void of nothingness.
Interesting.
The ball simply starts to shrink slowly. And as the ball starts to shrink slowly, color returns to your camp. And the smaller it shrinks, the more color returns to the area around you.
You
Until
didn't die.
inevitably, the ball just disappears.
As the ball disappears, the rune goes back to its inert state, and the
Yes.
claws on Mace's hands fade back into his arms.
Suo does
warmth-
the full like anime like slumps down, like the knees touching and feet going out to the side.
Oh, so cat girl from Final Fantasy 14 sitting pose number 3.
Specifically number 3.
Wow.
I say this so lightly and with so much love in my heart. You fucking nerd. Mace, you also feel the warmth return to the symbol inside of you.
He just hovers a hand over his chest. And if he could breathe, it would just be a huge intake and sigh.
It's really
what just
funny.
happened?
We just met Death today.
I'm like happily skipping, which is very odd for me. Back to my pack. Didoo.
Not many can say they had an encounter with death to live to tell the tale.
I'm a kobold. I have many brushes with death. It's a miracle I've lived this long.
Not like this one, young little friend.
And Vodinsky, it's not like, you're alive, technically.
Dang.
That may be true and all, but still.
I mean, you're still my friend.
Still up and walking about is the key distinction.
Yes, that is exactly what I was looking for.
Buns goes over to Suo and just kind of sits in her lap.
Okay. Hey Buns, can you do me a real quick favor?
Huh?
Can you make me a little perception check, please, while you're sitting in Suo's lap?
Little Persepi.
Oh no. Oh yeah.
You know, Buns, you and Suo have been good friends for at least a couple days now, you know. and you've spent a good chunk of time together. That's so crazy though, that like you've never noticed before that like in the palm of Suo's hands, she has 2 different tattoos. That's so crazy.
Buns literally just grabs Suo's hands and holds them up, looking at them.
Gosh, it's like looking at a curious toddler exploring its mother's face for the first time.
As Buns does that, and like she kind of like, slightly processes the situation that she's just been in the last like, I don't know, 30 minutes or so. He's gonna be like, what's on my hands?
So as you look
And
at
like
your hands,
fully like literally so close to her face, baffled.
So as you look at your hands, you notice that in your right hand, there is a half of a pendulum, half of that like judgment. It's not a pendulum. Is it a pendulum?
Scale.
What would you call
Scale.
it?
Scale.
Scale.
Scales. You are a Libra, sir.
I know.
Ah.
I'm a blind lady. That's why I can't tell you what it's called. 'Cause you can't see it.
Odds.
So in your right palm is half of a scale with what looks to be a little sun above the scale, and in your left hand is the other half of the scale with what looks to be a little moon floating above it. And with your religion check from earlier, you would realize that your hands, when put together, now make the mark of judgment.
She's just gonna like slowly put them together and just look at them like shocked Pikachu face.
Buns.
You would realize that this is a symbol meaning that you have been judged. But you're not quite sure what it means for you, particularly in this moment, because you don't feel any different.
Buns finds her spell book where it always is. She starts drawing the symbols in the spell book. You know, just in case they change or something.
I was gonna say, do you draw them like draw the hands with the symbols on them?
No,
Or just the symbols themselves?
just the symbols themselves.
Okay.
I mean, if Sua wants her to do the hands too, she would.
And while you're doing that, Hamhawk,
Ah,
you get over to your bag. I assume you're checking to see what gift you've been left. As you open your pack and you start rumbling through it, you notice a little black box in the bottom of your pack that wasn't there before.
Doors box.
You're muted. Oh, his mic exploded.
Oh.
We'll wait for him to come back. Does anybody have anything they would like to do while we wait for Hamhawk to return so he can figure out what's in his...
Oh, hi, welcome back.
Oh, hi. So there's a little black box in the bottom of your bag.
I sniff it.
It
I don't
smells
know what else
rancid.
we expected.
It smells awful. It smells straight up like you are sniffing a dead body.
So this is a very familiar scent.
Yes, it does smell like death.
Beautiful.
Mm. And I sniff my book to be sure. Scratch, scratch, scratch.
Yep, smells the same.
Mm. Is there any labels? Anything on the box? Is it sealed?
It's closed. It's closed with a little latch on the front, but it's not like locked.
Mm. I will leave it latched and closed.
Was about to say.
It's...
I don't have a refrigerator or anything like that. I can't guarantee the freshness of my ingredients beyond the packaging they were provided in.
All right.
Yeah. That.
So,
Mhm.
so is there anything anybody else would like to do before they finish their rest?
Do we get to finish our rest?
I mean, there's nothing happening now.
I sleep in tomorrow. No one is
You
waking me up
all-
early.
Get back to rest. The party's over, it seems. I will finish out my watch.
Yes, Sua definitely has a moment of just like she has a lot to process.
I'm going to actually take the first hour before our official long rest, which starts when I go to sleep. So says me. To make everybody some food because I have the chef feed now. which lets me do chef things like, where is it? Where is it? Oh wait, character sheet. It is over here
Speaking
somewhere.
of, that whole time, the alarm did not go off, did it?
Nope.
Mace is gonna go and retrieve the javelin that he threw.
So yeah, you retrieve that javelin.
How many of us are there?
They're including
5?
yourself 5.
Including Nugget?
6.
6 would be including Nugget. So
Perfect.
I'm including you in that, though.
You can prepare enough of this food for a number of creatures equal to 4 plus your proficiency bonus. At the end of a short rest, any creature who eats the food and spends 1 or more hit die to regain hit points regains 1d8 hit points extra. So I make everyone snacks.
Hey, can you give me a roll for that? Just a regular roll. I just want to know how good your food is.
Yeah.
Cooking utensils. Cooking utensils, history, medicine, survival, prepare meal. As part of a short rest, you can provided.
Yeah, that's part of a short rest.
Cooking utensils activity, creating a meal has a DC. So what am I rolling? Like it doesn't tell me in this
No, I
the
just want.
artisan tools.
He's just
I just-
rolling for flavor.
Yeah,
yeah,
but like what
it's
am I
just-
rolling?
D20.
D20 plus
Yeah,
what?
plus
That's it.
nothing, babe. I'm just trying to see if you get a nat 20.
Is
I
it
just wanted a
glorious
straight
food?
roll.
Is it glorious food? Is it rancid food?
How
Oh.
dare? It was right next to 20.
With a 2, your snacks, because you're a culinarian, are just average.
I was thinking too much about death snacks.
Yes.
Yeah, if anything, they might be a little too salty.
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
Look at how cute that laugh is. This is why we love the DM.
So, who all is sleeping? Everybody's going back to sleep, yes? Except for Mace, who is clearly just in a beautiful mindset, has a really good time. Definitely nothing weird happening for Mace.
Buns,
that might be base right there.
Buns will probably curl up with Suo if she will allow it.
You know what's really funny is Suo was thinking the same thing.
Oh my lordy.
Just
So-
be like, just like kind of like rolled over and just kind of like just pulls Buns
stuffed
close
animal
like a
cuddle.
stuffed animal. Yes. You know how like the
And-
cats do the stretch and then like pull close? It's that.
Right, and as she's doing that, Buns is actually rolling toward her. in her blanket, rolling herself up like a burrito into Suo.
Yep.
So
Because we share a
as-
brain cell.
So as you all drift back to sleep, the night moves on, and you guys get your long rest without any incident. Except Suo, you have a strange dream of a scale, and equally on each side, it is getting filled with sand. But that's it. That's your entire dream.
Okay.
What a casual, totally cool, just regular night you guys had.
Uh-huh.
Don't you guys feel
Just
so
another-
refreshed?
Just another day for a exotic chef capable of cooking anything and everything.
You guys feel really refreshed, right? You feel great.
I don't wake up till noon. I'm holding my shovel when I go to sleep. I've instructed Nugget to defend me if someone attempts to wake me up. There will
If
be
we're-
violent consequences.
if we're all awake before Hamhawk, I will scoop him up and carry him.
Ham will allow this.
It's nice to be
Uh,
carried around. Oh, that means Buns can't be carried around by Mace.
You can on his
mean,
shoulder. He's
or
got
you-
2 shoulders, arms, and a tail. He can carry 4 people.
you could also risk it. You could also risk it with the other oddly large party member, but he tends to stare at the sun.
Just don't stare in the same direction as he does.
Right.
All right. Just real quick, tired check. Where are we at?
I'm good.
I'm good.
I can probably go for another hour.
Alrighty. Okay. So, the on this day you can make it to Tamor. As you guys kind of make it over a hill, you kind of see off in the distance. Actually, everybody can make a perception check for me.
I'm good at those.
Go on.
Nice.
Usually.
So anyway, Buns is taking the Vladinsky route and is like, "What are you staring at?" And look
Oh
directly
my
into the
God.
sun. Unlike Vladinsky, who is not.
Curiosity.
Buns is looking up at the sun, trying to figure out, what the big deal is. Vladinsky's
Suo-
paying attention.
Suo is very in her head about what happened last night. Dream and all, everything, all of it. There was a lot that happened.
Oh my God, that was an aggressive sneeze. You all right?
I'll live.
Okay.
Okay,
Alright.
wow.
He just sneezed. It was one of those sneezes where the sneeze went so hard that it came out his nose and his mouth. Because
It only hurt a little bit.
all right. So in a weird turn of fashion, all of the boys in the party,
Boys.
Oh, jeez.
all of the boys in the party, you're suddenly hit with a gust of wind from behind as you kind of start to walk over this hill, as you
It
see
doesn't smell like
some sort of giant flying contraption fly towards this big lake, and on the edge of the lake you can see this huge city surrounded by tall walls.
I want to roll to see a face in the structure,
You want to go for it.
and then generally vibe check it as well.
In which structure? The town.
The flying one.
Okay.
I know what the girls are doing. They're talking about the flower that Buns got from Demeter. Yep.
Buns
Anybody
is
who would like
talking
to
about the
roll?
flowers. Suo
anybody-
is half listening.
Anybody who wants to roll, I'd say we'll just say intelligence, just straight intelligence to see if you can figure out what that thing was that flew by you. Any of the boys may roll to see if they know what that thing is.
So an intelligence ability check.
Yes.
Normal.
Yep. Unless any of you are like mechanics.
I mean, I am a mechanism.
I
But
play
are you a
5e,
mechanic?
and 5e has mechanics.
Yeah, no.
So straight roll for you both. Vlad, are you rolling?
I can
to
only
see?
roll slightly askew. I can't roll straight.
Just a regular perception.
It's straight
intelligence.
intelligence roll.
Oh, intelligence.
Intelligence ability
Yeah.
check.
Yeah, my
Don't worry, if your intelligence is roll, if history has anything, see if history had anything to say about it, you'd roll just fine. That checks out. So Ham, you're not really 100% sure what that is. Mace and Vladinsky.
Oh, I'm sorry. Real quick. At the end of the long rest, after we woke up, because I can just do this as well, I would have created snacks that last 8 hours.
Okay.
And they I need to finish adding the other character sheet for the Drake. But these ones do something different. There are 2 of them, because I get proficiency bonus, snacks, that as a bonus action a creature can consume to gain temporary hit points equal to my proficiency bonus. It's small, but I made those ahead of time. I just wanted to establish that.
Alrighty. Okay. Vladinsky and Mace with a 15. You would recognize this. You've kind of heard this just like casually walking by in some of these towns. Probably Rock had said a little bit about it, especially when you guys were just hanging around in taverns and stuff. There's been whispers of these like really like crazy new things that people use to like fly themselves through the skies, and it's not magic, it's some kind of machinery, and it's like some kind of like they call it a blimp.
Not magic.
You call it a blimp.
That's what those Scientologists say.
Oh god.
And you can kind of Vlad with a 20 in perception, you can kind of see that that blimp goes over the wall and kind of it almost stops at the tallest tower in the center of Damor. And it's there for quite a while.
Some kind of airport?
It doesn't really look edible, but how are we doing on supplies? Do we need to make a stop at that yonder seaport, or can we continue to Damor?
Well, that seaport is where we're going.
Wait,
We're going into that town. We need
are
to.
we already at Damor? I thought we were here this whole time. And just
No.
looking at this lake.
No, you were going from Trey to Damor, so you were
I
making
keep
a line.
thinking-
You were going through
Got
this middle place.
Okay, so now we're approaching Damor, but we can see a
Yes.
ship approaching Damor as well. Got it.
Yes, you saw a blimp go. It kind of like flew right over you guys and then flew into Damor. But you can make your way to the city of Damor. It doesn't take that long. You're about 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon when you reach the front gate, and you are greeted by just two guards and a man with a clipboard standing out front. And you can
Yeah,
kind
the
of see that
clipboard.
the man with a clipboard is kind of like he talks to a couple people that had arrived in front of you before like marking some stuff down, and then those people walk past and into the city of Damor. And as you approach, he looks at you and he goes, "Ah, yes, hello, hello. What brings you to our lovely town?"
Do I know this guy? Because Damor is a place that I would have visited frequently, being the largest city for culinary purposes.
You don't know this guy specifically, but you know that in order to enter Damor, you have to essentially you have to sign in so that they can keep track of who enters and who's in the city and who's out of the city, because it is a very bustling trade town, and this is one of their many steps to prevent thievery and stuff, because then they have a list of whoever's in town. So if anything important is stolen, they have a list to reference for people who enter the town. And there's only really 2 ways to enter Damor: this front gate, this large front gate, and by port.
So I would probably attempt to just be like,
Hammock, cooking stuff.
and I just keep walking.
One of the guards is just like, "Hold on. I remember you. You know that you can't just keep walking. You have to wait for him to finish."
It's okay, you're gonna make me sit here and wait, and I'm gonna say cooking stuff 3 more times, and it won't change.
I don't make the rules, man. He just has to do the paperwork.
I think your paperwork tastes terrible.
I think that you having this conversation with me is taking up more time than it would have taken for you to say
Curse
cooking.
your logic.
All right.
Cooking time.
Yes.
I say for the second time.
And he kind of like starts writing, and he goes, cooking. Special dishes or just regular?
Specialties.
Okay. All right. Specialties.
There, I changed it up for you this time.
And are you bringing anything illegal into Demore?
No.
Okay. And he checks off something, and he's like, good. And then he kind of looks, he kind of turns. This is not. By the way, this is not an old man. This is like a man, maybe in his early 30s. Blonde, shaggy hair, just wearing a really long, like, trench coat that's fully closed, and he's just kind of like hunched over a little bit. You get the feeling that he's not good at talking to people, and he doesn't often have to. And he just turns, and he's like, oh, okay, who do I talk to next? And he lifts his head, and you see as he sees Vladinsky first, and he goes, Skip. And he looks next to Vladinsky, and he sees Mace next, and he goes, okay. And then he kind of gives you a once over, and you see as his eyes make contact with, like, your hands and then your tail, and he goes, pass. And he looks again, and he sees Suo, and at first he's like, okay, is this better? And then he sees out of the corner of his eyes, he sees Buns, and he goes, he's threatening. Got it. Can do.
Can I vibe check this guy?
You
Buns
can.
is
Buns.
Yeah,
This
literally
guy-
totally vibe check.
hopping in place.
All right, group vibe check, guys. Here we go.
Oh, we doing a vibe check? We doing a vibe
We're
check.
doing a vibe check.
You are allowed to do a vibe check. All right.
Nah, we've all got this guy's number except Suho.
Hey, whoa, maybe Buns doesn't either.
Let's
very
see.
Buns is
disappointed.
elated. Buns is elated from the compliment.
So, Mace, Ham, and Vladinsky, you all become suddenly aware that this man has definitely, Hamhawk, he would have judged you based on how threatening you were if you had not just aggressively talked to him first anyway. Vlad and Mace, you definitely get the idea that he gave you the once over and decided that you, in fact, were too intimidating for him to attempt a conversation with, and he is saving you for later. And Sua, with a 4 total with a natural 1, you start to question whether or not did you clean up this morning, or did you forget to do that? Do you smell funny? You don't really know, like, you don't remember. And then you start to think to yourself, you're like, well, I don't think I smell funny, but, like, maybe I'm just used to the way I smell. You start going into that thought process. And
Deodorant
Buns with
doesn't
a
exist in this world.
10, you saw him go through everybody else, and he didn't have any aggression, and he wasn't like giving off any tones of like trying to be mean or anything. And so with a 10, you kind of get the idea, well, maybe he just likes you the most.
Hi. Hello. Hi.
Hi, name, please.
Buns Fluffbutt.
With 2 F's and 2 T's.
One. Wait. I don't even remember how to say her name. Oh my god.
How do,
There's a
how do I
total
spell my
of
name?
3
Hold on.
F's.
There was a. Oh, geez. Is there multiple K's? Because I
2
can't say
F's
it.
and 2 T's.
Very, very good. Nice name. And you kind of see him scribble, and then he goes, reason for visiting Demore?
Trying to find a friend who got kidnapped, and the ransom note said he was here.
There's a kidnapping. You can kind of see as his face kind of like changes to very much concern, and the guards perk up a little bit.
I mean, he was kidnapped in Rock, but the note said he'd be here. Maybe.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
that was a thing, wasn't it?
I say under my breath.
Oh dear, gentlemen, call, and they kind of look at him and they see that he's panicking, and they're like, Greg, Greg, please, please. Jerry will go, and he'll tell the office, and we'll get it sorted out. Just do your paperwork, Greg. Do your paperwork, all right? You got this, bud. You got
And that's
this.
Mace. He's mine.
At this bud.
That's Mace. He's mine.
Okay, hold on 1 second. And he's like, I have to put something under reason for visiting.
Family matters.
Family matters.
Just put family matters, sir.
Family matters. Got it. Okay.
We've got
Okay,
you. It's
alright.
okay. You can get through
And
this.
I tap
you
him on the
can-
back of the calf.
You can
Oh,
put that
uh,
for the rest of us. We are a group.
You're all family. Oh, that's
We couldn't look anything less like each other. It is physically impossible for any of us to look any more different than each other.
And Greg is just like, "Aw, family."
that's so sweet, you guys. That's really sweet. That's really sweet. As the guard off to the side goes, sorry, Greg is he really likes family. He'll be okay.
Is he new?
Yeah, it's first time out of the library.
The library.
And my character has this sudden realization that every time he's been in a library, something bad has happened.
Are there any fires in the library?
No, the library's fine.
Him,
You know,
For
I don't,
now.
I don't know if I want
Don't
to deal with you and
start.
Greg, so I'm gonna focus on Greg. And Greg is
Mace,
just like,
Mace just looks to the guard. Don't mind him, and
Only
just
bad things
eyes
happen in
him off.
libraries.
Don't him, not now.
you kind of see is like
Libraries.
Greg takes the sleeve of his jacket and he just wipes his face away. And he's like, "That's really beautiful that you guys are family." Okay. He just starts writing family matters, and he's just like, "Okay." And he looks at like Mace, and he's just like, "She said you're hers. Does that mean you're her son? That's cool. It's your name."
My name is Mace.
Okay, cool. That's so cool. And he just like, you see him jot something down, and he turns and he looks at Vladinsky and he's like, "Are you the dad? There's a resemblance. Both
Can
are really tall."
I ask a question real quick?
Yeah.
My God.
Is there an actual difference where he stops stuttering when we bring up family and he seems more focused on that?
Yeah, he's definitely calmed down and is more on the like you get the idea that he is genuinely moved by the idea that you are family.
Interesting. I just make a mental note of this, but continue.
Okay. Family resemblance. I mean, he's like tall too, you know? I don't know where the tail came from, but like, you know, it's so nice that you love him despite. What's your name? And he's looking at Vladinsky.
I'm Vladinsky.
Okay, cool. You want to spell that for me? Like, sorry, there's something in my eye.
It is a VLAISKY.
Yeah, that's probably right. And then like he kind of turns and he looks at Suo, and he has like another tear coming down his face, and he's just like, he takes a second and he's like trying to discern what part of the family you might be in, and he says, he looks at you and he
My
goes,
girlfriend.
Hold on, because I actually rolled for this.
Oh, okay. That was.
This is so
And he looks-
fascinating.
So he looks at you and he kind of wipes a tear away and he goes, "You're a really cool aunt, aren't you? That is so cool."
How did I know you were gonna say that?
But also it makes sense.
Yes.
Uh,
I'm the mom of the group now.
It's just like,
We're a family. You can't tear us apart anymore.
yeah, I'm
Hold on, I need
Suo.
to.
okay, cool. Is that like that's a cool name or a cool aunt? You kind of see as he like turns away and he just like covers his face with the board, except he's audibly like sobbing a little bit. Yes.
Buns will cast prestidigitation to just kind of wipe the tears off of his face.
Oh, it's
And
really
Mace
nice of
is
you.
just going to be covering his face with a hand.
It's
I've started tearing up as I'm like, I've never had a family that didn't want to eat me. Is this what it's like?
this is really special.
Yes. But family isn't supposed to eat each other, so you can't try to eat me, okay?
I'll try.
He like fully breaks down and he's like, you know what? I didn't do this right now. You guys can, this is beautiful. You guys
Buds
can
actually
go.
walks over and hugs Ham Hock.
Bisexually walks over.
So the rest of you who don't walk over see as these three people, Ham and this stranger that you just walked up to, are blubbering, and Buns are all like in this weird hug pile.
Nugget shows up and just like stands up and then falls over all three of us.
Oh, I was
Yeah.
expecting the full like aggressive dog slobber.
Yes.
That's after we're all on the ground.
So yeah, that is what you three are witnessing.
I'll
I
never
didn't
let you guys go
realize-
hungry.
I didn't realize my words would. Okay. Can we go?
he just kind of like brushes his eyes off and he's like petting Nugget and he's like, yeah, you guys stick together, okay?
I plan
You
on it,
too.
sir.
If you ever need a meal, you just let me know. Ham Hock's got your back. Good luck
Sure.
on guard duty.
I salute very sloppily.
You kind of see as the guard that's like standing off to the side just like half-heartedly does a little salute and he just like gives Suo and Mason Vladinsky this look of like, I don't know either.
It sounds about right.
But the thing is, I feel like Wojcinski would also be kind of into it too, because he's like, yeah, like,
This is family.
right.
Yeah,
Family
this
is like the
family will-
sun. It has the
Yeah,
biggest
it's-
gravity.
Exactly. I have
You
no
know-
family now.
You know, Vladinsky, give me an intelligence roll to see how much you genuinely understand this situation.
Boy. Saving throw or ability
Rolling.
check?
Just straight intelligence check.
So that'd be an ability check.
Ability check, yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna tell you right now because you got a good roll, that you are aware of what's happening. But anything under 10, and there was a solid moment where you would genuinely wonder if Mace was your son.
Oh my god, that would have been amazing.
But you got a 14, so you have a grasp on this situation. You could even go as far as to like, if you want to Vladinsky it, it's like, oh, metaphorical family. Like, but you're aware that you guys aren't actually related.
Gosh, I'm probably gonna take the metaphorical route with this one.
Never have I wished for something under 10 so hard. All right.
No, we're
you
family
all-
now. We're family matters.
You all are free to enter the city as the guard kind of like, as you guys like walk on through the gate, you can kind of like, if you turn around, you kind of see that guard just like rubbing Greg's back as Greg is like full, like unabashedly, now that you've walked away, sobbing into his chest plate. Yes.
And I meanwhile, they're just ushering Buns and Ham Hock through. It's like, come on, we need to get going.
I've let Buns. Me and Buns are both riding Nugget.
Aw.
Yay!
As you guys enter the city, this is a bustling trade town. There's so much happening around you. There's people in they're not stalls, they're in buildings, and they're like yelling about different products and stuff that you can purchase in their building. They're just like there's warm bread in the bakery. There's like a shop trying to sell like regal clothes and like really cool items, and like there's like a knick-knack shop, and it's like there's crowds of people like gathering around different venues and stuff to kind of like try and see what the wares are. This is very much a city.
Are there any magical item shops that we can tell?
Not at the entrance.
Would I know of any? Like, if he meant, would you mention this out loud, or are you just perusing? Like, because I've been to the city. This would probably be my focal point since it's the center, and I'd branch out as I found environmental.
He would announce like maybe when we're done with this, we find a magical item shop of some kind.
Hamhock,
Yes.
there are two kinds of magic shop in this city that
Mhm.
you are aware of. There's one that is really popular but very expensive, and there's one that is kind of popular but affordable.
All
I
right.
need spell scrolls.
You can probably get that from the cheap shop since you can probably make those yourself, right?
I mean, I have to know the spell first, but yeah.
Same idea. We got a couple options. You said that's something we can take care of later, though I imagine D would want us to take care of him first.
Correct. That was my assumption as well.
All right, so we've got to go and find some people and like bash their faces in and use their teeth for broth, and then we'll go to the scroll shop from there.
Where would you guys like to begin in Damore? Like, what is it that you're gonna start with doing here?
Well, we need to find, like, we need to find D and
Sounds like we
those-
need to make some teeth broth.
Do I know of any diviners in this city where I can get a tarot reading on where D might be?
Yeah, there's like so there's a actual shop that sells a lot of like divination type things in it, and then they have obviously the tarot reading and all of that. But then there's like, there's the market, the more old style fashion market, and you can often find some tarot readers there. More questionable on how reliable they are.
The note didn't say anything specific, like come to the tavern or anything of that sort, correct?
it just says we
No.
have who you're looking for. Bring us the information we need, and we might return him to you. And the more, that's it. Because I'd copied it into.
Your book, yes.
Oh.
Well, let's go ahead and head to the tavern, then we can kick their faces in there.
Well,
Mm.
wasn't it those cult people that like are trying to?
Yeah,
make
you
sure
guys
the
are
guy-
ready for fire, right? They might explode. Or make one of the customers explode.
Yes, that
It's a
might
possibility,
be.
but so long as you guys have your fire prep, we should be okay. Remember, stop, drop, and roll. It's only a suggestion. Run and get into water is a much better one.
Suo,
Mm-hmm.
perception check.
Nice.
You are suddenly aware of all of this hustle and bustle around you, but something catches your ear. It's a very familiar sound to you. It's this like light whistling. The same exact whistling that you would do when you were alone in the forest. It sounds just like your whistle.
I'm going to immediately look for the beings that look like me and Buns.
As you're looking around with a 23, you spot down the street at the edge of an alleyway is a singular cloaked figure with horns looking at you.
She's gonna go, I'm going this way, and just books it.
Oh, that way. Follow Suo.
Yep,
And I'm
yep.
assuming she's like dodging in between people because it's decently busy.
Yeah.
I'm
if you wanna
steamrolling
make-
people that don't get out of the way.
If you want to just make me a we'll say dexterity, either straight dexterity or dexterity acrobatics to see how well you kind of weave through
Both
the
are the
thing.
same, so normal.
Mace is going to follow suit, but taking more stealthy approach, kind of trying to blend into the crowd.
Gotcha.
I want to let you know that the whistle I immediately thought of was the Kill Bill whistle.
Oh God.
Do, 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 do.
So you with a 13, you make a decent way. You're not booking it, but you're making it decently through the crowd. And everybody else is following her. I'd say because Ham and Buns are riding on Nugget, the dexterity check will come from Nugget. Mace, if you want to give me first a dexterity check and then a stealth check to see how well, because the dex is just to see how well you get through the crowd, not really how stealthy you are. And then Zadinsky, I swear to God, if you roll another nat 20 for like trying to maneuver around people, I'll lose my mind.
Don't worry, I'll just slip through the crowd like I'm not even there.
So
Dexterity.
18
Or
on,
I'll
the
trip on
dex
everyone.
on the dex ability check.
Okay, so you move easily through this, and then you can make your stealth check.
So this will say it's an
Ooh.
insight check from Ham, but it's because a +3 modifier is the same as the Drake's modifier for Dex plus mind proficiency.
That's great. 1 second. What the fuck, Fladinsky?
Was
Nailed
a
it.
nat 20. Was not a nat 20 for the record.
It was an 18.
Dirty
Anyway.
20.
Plus
you move
3
gracefully
one.
through the crowd as a giant man.
You beat
And
her
then-
away.
And then a
Full plate armor.
17 for the stealth check for Mace.
Okay. All right.
Nugget rolls an 18 dexterity check.
So you all can follow suit with Suo really easily. You keep pace just fine.
We've grown used to her random. I'm going to change directions now. Whoosh.
So you make it to that alleyway, and you see the cloaked figure standing at the end of the alleyway, Suo. Suo, what would you like to do?
Oh, Mace pulls his hood up, by the way.
I don't know. I didn't think I'd get this far.
Ah!
We love that.
I legit thought I was gonna get to the alleyway and she was just gonna be gone again.
While you think about it, Buns leaps from the back of Nugget to land right next to Suo.
That's so heroic.
You do a superhero landing.
No.
It feels heroic to me. But Suo, you're face to face with a hooded figure. Their face is kind of like half covered, but you can see familiar strands of hair, the familiar horn shape, and a familiar tail flicking.
Mace is just going to find a nearby shadow and stay there.
Buns will reach up and take Suo's hand.
Why are you here?
You see as the figure pulls back the hood and you are face to face with yourself. But the copy of you is drenched in water and smells like the lake, the giant lake next to you.
Midnight Expanse.
And she looks at you and she just says, "We're running out of time."
For what?
Where am I?
There's only so much air left down there. If we don't save him, we're all gonna run out of time.
Who's down there?
Me?
Time is down there. He's at the bottom. He's at the bottom of the. And you see as she kind of falls forward, and a bunch of water spews out of her mouth.
I perform the Heimlich.
She kind of like wipes her face away. She goes, "Yeah, okay, that's very hammock of you."
The Hammock Heimlich. Could that be the third H? I say under my breath.
God damn it!
Could that be the what?
Third H.
Oh God.
My
And she just
cookbook
kinda
is
like
signed at the back, H and H and H.
Right.
she kind of looks back at you, and she's like, "We're running out. He can only send us back so many times."
Well, this seems to take precedent.
But D. Where's
Let's get to
D?
diving.
And she just looks at you, and she goes, "He'll help you find B. He'll help you. He'll help you find him.
You said B or D?
D."
Got it. All right, yeah, I think we should start diving. To the coast.
I leave.
Don't dive. It doesn't
I
work.
try not to.
Dive. Don't dive. He's in the center of the lake?
Yes. But if you dive, the creature will get you. There's a tunnel. And she kind of like reaches into her pocket, and she like holds out her hand, and there's a folded like wet piece of paper in it.
She takes it immediately.
Okay. Just so you know. If you succeed, we'll be fine. Don't worry about it. This is like time stuff, you know? It's crazy.
Keep it simple.
It's crazy. And you hear as she like, the water starts to come out of her mouth again as she starts to gasp, and then she turns to ash before you and fades away.
Buns grabs Suo's leg just in a hug.
Suo's just gonna be like, I really hope that was time stuff.
I do too.
Not my future, but a possible future. Oh, what's the line from
Mace steps from the shadow. It appears the god of time is running out of time.
I would know where the dock is, right?
You would know where the dock is.
What's
She
the
also
paper?
handed. Let's say she handed Suo paper.
So Suo's now that dude, Suo is having a great 12 hours. Okay. She's gonna, I guess, unwrap the paper, and she's gonna be like, "Can you make this dry?" And like, turns, like,
Prestidigitation.
yeah, fun
Prestidigitation.
shot.
Underrated spell.
That's spell in the game.
So, this is a map of Demore with a marked. There's a marked location, up in the side of it. How good is Suo at maps? Like what's you want to give me like an intelligence to see how well you can read a map of the city?
Let me just double check and make sure that I don't have anything on here already.
By the way, the mace seems to come out of nowhere because of like no one was paying
Very
attention
much,
to where he went.
very much a stealthy man.
Buns pulls out the book, opens it, starts copying
Copies
that
the map down.
Keep it safe.
All right, you said just a flat intelligence.
Yeah, just to see how well you can understand a map.
Oh,
You can't make heads or tails of this map. You just know this is a map, and because it says Demore, you know it's Demore.
That. Can I make an intelligence check?
You sure can.
and to help out here.
Having seen that I have not
Oh,
been
it's
followed, can I
hell!
come back and give them a help action on that map? Because I know the city.
I'm gonna just DM this. Like, I'm gonna just give you a helpful hint here, as your DM. Hi, it's God here.
Hi, God.
Hi, Hamhawk. Just so you guys know, Hamhawk's been here before and is also a well-traveled person.
Buns is holding it sideways.
Hamhawk, you notice that Buns is holding a map sideways.
I steal the map.
I actually, honestly,
All right,
this
what
is
are we
funnier.
looking at here?
I turn it right side up.
This is
You
definitely
can.
funnier.
Do I need
So-
to roll for it?
No, because you're what kind of you're a what kind of ranger are you?
Oh, a chef kind. They don't choose a favored terrain at character creation like old rangers.
And what's your what? Sorry, what's your background?
Oh, one sec. Mine background is somewhere on this character sheet. Oh shoot. Biography maybe? Nope. Features maybe?
Yes,
Depends
features.
on.
Should be under features. Background.
Yeah, because I think
Folk
mine
hero.
is Fey touched.
Folk hero. Okay. I would also say though, with all of your traveling, so yeah, you can make the check, but with advantage because you're well traveled and you're familiar with the more.
Okay, what's the check again?
So it's gonna be an intelligence check, just straight
Straight
intelligence,
intelligence
to see if
with
you
advantage.
can intelligence or wisdom for you, just
Oh, thank goodness.
street smarts because
One of
you've
these is
been
-1,
here
the other one's
before.
+3.
Because the others were trying to read a map of a place they've never been. You've been here. I'll give you the DM shot in the dark of street smarts. Oh my god. So anyway, Hammock you're just like, what a confusing map of the city of
I'm going to
Damore.
assume that they've smudged the portions of this map going from hand to hand, and I can't make heads or tails of it, and I start heading towards
Hey,
the dock again.
Mace, just to see if you can also disappoint me today, can you make a roll on the map? I'm kidding. I love you all, but Mace, if you want to make a roll,
Honestly, no. What we need to do
is give
Mace
someone.
needs
Does
to
anyone
tank
have
it,
guidance?
and then Vladinsky, you do it, and
And you'll get
Vladinsky's
a
gonna
nat-
roll a nat 20.
Nat 20.
14 is better. But also, I just want to see Vladinsky just roll a straight intelligence check. I just want to know. This isn't actually for anything. I just want to know.
State our curiosity.
God damn it. Anyway, Mace, my favorite child currently. You can kind of decipher this map, and this is clearly pointing you in the direction of the docks, but not quite at the docks. There seems to be like almost this large building off to the side, and there's like an X in there, and then that X leads to what is then drawn as a very crudely drawn, like tunnel system. And then can you make me a let's see, what would the check for this be? Let me just pull up my thing real quick. Make an investigation check. We'll do investigation check. Well, you're still my favorite so far. With an investigation check of 4, yeah, it's just a crudely drawn map of a tunnel system. You can make it out.
I was going to say, can I offer just the help action to give him advantage given my understanding of landmarks of the city?
I'll allow you to give the help action so that we can. Yeah, I'll DM it. Go for it. By the way, I'll DM it is just me being like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, that's
the dice giveth and the dice giveth away.
It's familiarly drawn, and it's not drawn the same as the rest of the map. It's like an addition that somebody made to the map.
Well, we have a heading, at least. We'll make more sense of it when we get there.
Does the map look like it's drawn on a piece of paper from Buns' book?
Absolutely, it does, Buns.
Wait, what was that question?
That was a good question.
I missed
The
it. My
map,
brain's
the map appears to be previously drawn from within Bun's notebook.
Wibbly wobbly timey wimey stuff strikes again.
I look over to Suo.
Don't drown.
Don't plan on it.
They probably didn't either.
Let's
I see you're doing really good at this friendship thing.
let's collect ourselves and make our way over
downtown.
to the dock.
Let's do.
Hawk, lead the way.
I invite Buns up on top of Nugget, and we stroll across town.
And I am going to go back to sneak mode.
You guys, with the help of Hamhawk, who's in the map, you guys relatively make it to the dock with ease. Once you get to the dock, everybody or anybody who wants to can give a perception check, because the dock opens out into this very there's huge ships. This is a very large dock, but it opens out into this big lake, the Midnight Expanse. It's huge.
Dirty 20.
Okay. Is anybody else making a perception?
Hold
Give me
on.
a minute.
Sure. Because. Nah.
There we go.
Because
about to
apparently that's
say.
the only thing that I can do.
I was about to say, I was gonna make a really bad joke if you rolled another one. But you didn't. So yay.
Yay.
I'll just take that joke and put it in my back pocket for later. So
on, I'm
Mace
coming.
and
No, you rolled. You're good.
yeah, you rolled. You got an 11. Mace and Buns, you notice some pretty average dock stuff. Also, you can tell that this lake is huge. You can kind of see off to the right of the port. There's like a little almost leads into this what you would assume is a river, which is probably how all of these ships get in and out of the lake itself. You can see just boats all across the water, just kind of going to ports that are close to other towns and stuff. This is very much the center of trade for this entire region. Suo and Hamhawk, as you're witnessing the same thing, you kind of see off into the distance as you're looking over the ships, something move slightly above the water before sinking back down into it. Something large.
Does it look like this?
I swear to God, if you send me a picture of the Loch Ness Monster.
No, I'm clicking on our map. Top left corner.
Top corner.
Does it look like
The beasties that are in the upper left and bottom right corner.
It's hard to make out.
And
But
I roll to make it out better.
you can roll. Yeah, give me a. We'll say it's an investigation though, because you're trying. You're trying to.
I'm trying real hard. I'm trying to brain. Investigation is not what my brain was designed for, but
it's what you got, bud.
kobold brain goer. What do we got?
Okay.
It's a
Yes, it
15.
looks a lot like that, but on a slightly smaller scale.
So not mountain sized, more like Hobbiton sized.
For their size, yeah, you would consider that it is a smaller version of that.
Shoot, the townspeople should probably know about that and fix that. That's going to become a problem later if it can't get back out to sea.
They probably already
Which,
know. I would have to
also-
assume.
Suo, you also saw this, just so you know.
Oh, and we also probably can't dive into the water because of that.
That's
Yeah.
I was gonna say that's probably the thing that It-
Well, you drowned. I probably got consumed. Such is the food court line. The court of food.
Anyway,
court line.
we are heading this way, and I like point at the map
Yeah.
as
So
I
off,
pop back out of the shadows.
as you turn to see where he's pointing, you see a very large building. It looks kind of old, and there's not many people around it. But there's one candle that like flickers in a window next to the front door of this like older like shack off to the side.
I guess we go towards it.
We are investigating that shack. Yes.
What shack?
So you head towards the shack. As you approach, I mean, there's clearly somebody inside the shack.
I mean, he is
And the
big enough.
doors.
I mean,
The door is closed. What would you like to do now that you have approached the shack?
knock.
All right. As you knock on the door, you hear a like older voice from the background give a 1 second. I'll be there in a second. Just I'll be there soon. And you hear like some shuffling of some small feet as they approach the door. And you hear a little and the knob starts to turn and the door slowly creaks open and he looks out and he adjusts his like big circular glasses and he looks at you and he goes what do you want? Buns, you are face to face with another bun, but this is an old man bun. And he's just looking right at the entire group before he stops and he looks at you and he goes, oh, damn it. And that's where we'll end.
Damn it.
God damn it.
Wow. Okay.
What timeline are we? Are we the greedy timeline? Are we the successful one? Did the other me complete the recipe? Find out next time on Awooters Does D&D.
Whoa. So anyway, what a good casual game.
Really want to take. Okay.
And I'm gonna toss a marker right there.
So, this is what episode number 6, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I want to take the time to mention Atlas. You are an incredible DM and storyteller.
What? What did I do? I don't know what you're talking about.
The spook factor.
I'm just so far, I have been absolutely blown away every single time we come to the table and you are telling the story and what have you, and like just absolutely blown away by the level of storytelling, the characters that you have in here, like we're only 6 episodes in. We've barely scratched the surface, and I'm like gripping my desk, like, what is going to happen? So like, I just want you to know that like, holy fucking shit, this is awesome.
I very much appreciate that, but I also like, it's one of those things where like, storytelling is really important, but like having players that are willing to like interact with certain parts of the story and don't just like go from point A to point B. Like the fact that you guys were so willing to like take the detours kind of helped really like smooth out a lot of things because you didn't go straight from point A to point B and ignore a lot of the stuff along the way. So it kind of helps me a lot when it's like, oh cool, I can put these like little bits and pieces in here, and like you guys get to have fun, I get to have fun because I get to build the lore more, and it's very much as important to be like a good storyteller as it is to have people who are invested in the story enough to explore outside of it.
Oh, I'm
I would
10,000%
like to
eating that
apologize that
shit
you
up.
have to deal with me, and me as Ham specifically.
I don't know what you're talking about. I want you to know that the most difficult part of this session was desperately trying not to laugh while pretending to cry as Greg because of Hamhawk and Greg and Buns having this very, very weird moment.
You're welcome.
Ladinsky was very confused, then just let it happen.
During the night, I was moments away, especially when the javelin missed, from unarmed striking Buns to wake her up.
That would have been a bad time.
Don't unarmed strike a wizard.
Also, I also appreciate that in a moment of like very spooky atmosphere, I want to appreciate the fact that Suo was just like, yeah, all right, I'll let them judgment me.
What's that? Final judgment.
Yeah, Mace was
Yo,
not
come
letting
on,
them touch him.
right here on my hand. I got you.
I straight
My
up was
soul
like,
has been judged before, I'm sure.
as a DM, I was very much like that situation was in there, and I was like, nobody will probably take it. That would be really crazy to like look at these terribly creepy little girls and be like, I'll take the judgment. But I
feel
put it
like you
in there with its own little like thing, and I was like, this is like a little side thing that I'll put in here. And then so I was like, okay, and I was just like, all right.
So on one point, I feel like you can only say that because Ham was asleep. But then
Yes.
every time I thought to myself, if Ham was awake and given the opportunity, every single time in my brain, I'm like, he wouldn't take it. He'd say, I still have things to add to the docket before you judge this soul. Such a fun session.
It
Yeah,
really,
I was
I really wasn't. I was expecting more of like judgment, and then like think I was expecting something else to happen, like waiting for the other shoe to drop, which I guess Suo like we still kind of are because
Mhm.
like
You
obviously
very much had a
Tattoo
That was
dream.
death.
and like so we'll see.
Oh yeah, you
I
guys
gotta-
just totally met death, by the way. That's like a casual
Yeah,
thing that
and
happened on your
and
stroll.
amongst all of us, Ladinsky is the only one that actually saw them.
Well, did he though? Was that death?
Yeah, I don't think that was death at all. I think that's I think
I'm
that's
see
somebody else entirely.
without having without giving any spoilers, but like giving everybody in chat and the five of you something to chew on until next Friday. Who said that that's not death? And who said how does a god become a god?
All I'm saying is that the average life expectancy of a kobold is like a year and a half. Or no, a year and a half is when they become an adult. Or no, half a year is when they become breedable. A year and a half is when they're an adult, kind of. I'm 10 years old. I am a very old kobold. They can live to 120. I have already beat the odds 10 times over.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you guys can chew on that one. You can chew on the fact that Suo has weird
I like
tattoos
chewing on
now.
things.
There's a piece of Bun's book with some drawings on it, assumedly by I don't know a Buns, and there's an old man version of a Buns maybe in front of you.
Wait, an old man version?
Could be
This is
Buns.
rule
Could just be
63 Buns?
Oh god.
could be Buns. Could just be somebody who is the same race as Buns. But like, what are the chances that you'd run into another Bun in
It's happened twice.
I mean, we kind of have run into other buns.
No, sorry,
That was
let me rephrase
literally
that.
Buns
another
only
Bun.
once.
That was literally
Buns only
Buns.
once. Buns only once, and Suo twice now.
Uh-huh. And then
And Suo died both of those times.
Hey, you know what?
Didn't
Mace, you
die,
finally have
like
somebody.
phased out of existence.
Some people
Mace.
call that dying.
Mace, you have a friend in the Getting Ashed club now.
Like it.
My
Mace
character's
didn't
over
like
here.
it either.
My character's just over here like, what am I gonna
Anyway.
cook with death if I can't find life ahead of time?
Also enjoy the fact that I will now use Getting Ashed as a verb.
That's what it's called when Ash beats you as the killer.
So, but I'm glad everybody had fun. It sounded like everybody had a really good time this time, so I'm really glad that went off really well. And let's just you guys can catch us again next week because we're gonna do this again next week. And who knows what's gonna happen when you, I don't know, talk to this old guy and maybe go tunnel diving into the under part of a giant lake. With that being said, Hamhawk, where can people find you on the internet?
You can find me on twitch.tv/little_foxy, as well as in the Discord. And don't worry, I don't actually eat people. That's only ham. Sometimes when people are available.
Got it. So we're
And
lying
friends
to
aren't
the-
around. There's a lot of stipulations. It's not cannibalism. He's not people. Anyway.
Jesus Christ. Vladinsky, where can they find you when you're not staring directly into the sun?
When I'm not staring directly into the sun, I'm usually staring directly into the Wooter stream team chats. You can usually find me hanging out in just about everyone's stream here on the team. And if nobody's live, I'm usually hanging out in the Discord.
Great. So when you aren't letting tiny little girls pass judgment upon you and, I don't know, ruining the rest of your life possibly, where can people find you?
Definitely at twitch.tv/emredfeather. And then also putzing around the Discord.
Shout me out for me.
Somebody has to shout out Yugoki. Anyway,
I got it.
So, Susan, when you're not thirsty for water.
so
Oh my god.
So Mace, now that you have a wonderful family and have a friend who also got ashed, who is also a cool aunt, where can they find you on the internet?
Well, if the chat spam is did you go by? At Yugoki Wolf here on the Twitches and on the Instagrams, as well as the TikToks and the Twitches and the Twitters. Excuse me.
You mean the X's?
No, Twitter.
I don't talk to my exes on Twitter. What do you mean?
We are also available on the YouTubes, yes, and currently, as mentioned, playing through Baldur's Gate 3. Just got myself into a very trapped basement in Act 3.
Trapped basement.
And doing a little
I wonder
Final
if it's
Fantasy
the same basement.
14. Doing
it's
a little
a
Final Fantasy
quick
14 with EFC on Wednesdays, and doing a little DJing for a Heroes Feast at the Last Carrot on Monday.
On Monday?
You can also catch Suo doing tarot readings at the Last Carrot.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's almost like it's like a couple of us have worked at the Last Carrot and do currently work at the Last Carrot. Speaking of people who work at the Last Carrot and are moms now, because Greg will never let that go. Buns.
You can find
Where can people
me
find you?
Dream momming in the Discord. And TTV Ms_5th. I will be back here soon. Hopefully next week. I have my computer back. Yay.
Yay!
Yay!
Everybody in chat better yay.
Yay! Don't threaten chat.
It's not a threat. It's a promise.
Anyway, that's everyone. We did it.
And
That's everybody.
where can we find
Wait.
our darling dungeon master when he's not telling amazing, wonderful stories?
And has the best laugh and smile in the world.
No, we're not doing that. No,
Aw.
we're not doing that. You guys are no.
Oh,
This is not compliment your DM day. No. We're done.
Yes, it is.
So where
The
can we
DM
find
does not
the
have his
literal
screen on
leader,
screen.
the literal leader of the Awooters stream team that made all of this possible?
Crying all the time. You can find me at twitch.tv/AtlasRiven, where I'm currently doing lots of fun things, including next week we're doing a fun little thing with where we're bringing Dixper back and doing Dixper crate giveaways and stuff. It's going to be a really good time. You can also catch me on Wednesdays with like the Redfeather doing Whittle Guy Wednesdays, which soon will be going into a very scary back room, and we'll just cry while Hamhawk carries us through the entire thing. You can also catch us at you can catch all of us, including me, on the Awooters Stream Team Discord server, linked linked in chat here, but also on YouTube. You can also join the Discord through YouTube. So if you're watching this on YouTube and you've made it this far, God bless you. How'd you get here? Like, but thank you guys so much for watching, and we will be back again next week with another, hopefully equally as exciting episode of Awooters Does D&D, episode 7. We're on episode 7. It does feel like it feels like we should be further along in episode numbers, but like we have barely scratched anything. So definitely look forward to that. And I
Hands are
will.
too busy to scratch.
I don't know if you should look forward to that, but you can look forward to next week's episode. Check out the Discord for any updates. Check out the Discord for when any of these lovely people go live. And support your local VTuber, which is everybody here. So we will see you guys again next week on Friday. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Is it Friday yet?
Bye.
Is it Friday yet?
Bye.